始まりましたかね。始まりましたかね。始まりましたかね。始まりました。あ、ちょっと待って。はい、栄光じゃない。なんかあれがかかってた。これで OK なはず。はい。これで OK。これで OK。はい。
For Tundra, so we're looking to see 33 in a very favorable situation, which is always scary to play against.
Yeah, it's been 7 out of 9 games where his hero got first phase.
Yeah.
The last 9. So here he gets a delicious second phase. I'm curious to see what is going to be.
Beast is out, Brood is out.
Visage is still in, but last time he picked Visage, they lost.
He's played a lot of Tide also with a lot of success. It could be a hero he looks at.
10 seconds remaining.
We'll see. I mean, he could also be quite innovative and do something we haven't seen him do yet.
5
Yeah.
seconds remaining.
But yeah, we see the Lich, so most likely the heroes are starting to get locked. Like Nisha's most likely the Lash, Resolution's going to be the Enigma.
So one of the trends we've seen this tournament, obviously this Leshrac has been dominating, and one of the answers to this Leshrac has been a heavy amount of physical damage.
Like
This is
this.
something that punishes the opponent when it kind of dives through the tag team or the slaughter. We've seen the snipers, the Linas, and then we've also seen as an answer to that the Liches and the Sven with the Shard or Lich Frost Shield, kind of helping the Leshrac fight through. In that case, Tusk counters Lesh, but Lish helps Lesh play against us. And we're going for the Naga.
Ooh. I think this is one of the stronger strats that I've seen come out of Tundra and also in the meta. They get the classic Naga Mirana, but it's also this very long range kind of fight to get heroes together, so it can be a real pain to be an Enigma or to even be a Leshrac in these type of games.
And it seems to be Tundra's style that you guys were mentioning also too, is opening up the map, right? That's what this hero always allows you. It lets you pick and choose your battles when you want to. When you're playing versus something like high cooldown like Enigma, can tend to thrive.
If you want to visualize how this game might play out, for Secret, think about Tundra, first of all, is one of the teams that utilizes nighttime the best, I think. They respect very much the 2 sequences in Dota, that is daytime and the reduced nighttime vision. So they usually go on the offensive on nighttime, which is actually a key factor on how they dominate their games. Think about nighttime, playing versus Naga Illusions, scouting your heroes, Moonlight Shadow, you do not see heroes, and then you have this Tusk Hoodwink, bottom kind of high bursty heroes that can just pop a Leshrac, pop an Enigma right away. That's the kind of pressure, in and out pressure that Tundra really excels at in teamfights, and Naga fits that style perfectly. All their heroes are really designed to do so.
Yeah, so we see a lot of interesting things going on. They banned Nakes themselves. Last time Secret played against Naga, they actually ended up having the Nakes. Nakes now, I mean, every lifesteal works in Illusion, and I think that's a big reason.
The open wounds with the Leshrac.
With the Leshrac,
And now they banned the Morphling to protect the Naga pick. They were already planning it, and now they're also banning Bloodseeker, which is something that they also played previously. I want to say, I'm not sure. But there was a Morphling game here. Bloodseeker, the same thing. You can also end up becoming this lifesteal bot where the Illusion poke stops mattering, but yeah, I wonder what Crystallis is going to go for. I don't think it's an easy choice for him.
No, they've targeted him a lot, right? We've seen throughout all DPC, people that kind of made the jokes for him, especially him himself. He's like, yeah, I have my 3 big heroes, right?
But he proved all the haters wrong, like honestly, that's why he's here.
I think they really have to think about and try to guess what 33 is going to be looking at also, and try to kind of...
I mean, they don't even care the Visage. Look at that. I think that's a big statement also coming into game number 1. You have a chance to make him maybe feel uncomfortable, but instead you're going for what you think is the right pick for them.
Not sure how much I would like Visage for Tundra anyways as a last pick.
Probably not the strat with Naga, I would say. I don't think at all that's what he would should go for. Yeah, it could be the Tide,
I think they have to respect the Tide, and most likely will try to pre-pick for the Tide Hunter.
OK。
Yeah, I agree. I think the Tide is also what he would be looking
チームシークレットで変えたぞ。
I also think Bad Rider is a really strong hero with this kind of strategy. I don't know if it works. I mean, it has some value, with the heroes that you have, but even against the Lesh and the Lich, you can get like some high magical damage scaling meta hero, but I don't think he's played a single Bad Rider game.
Maybe not this tournament, but it's definitely one of his very strong heroes, so it would not be a surprise.
Seen a couple teams even try like the Brewmaster versus the Lash, right, where you just lift him, ignore him, a lot of situations too. He is left in the pool, it is...
You also get a dispel. You get a dispel for
There's a draw ban.
Yep.
Okay.
It could be a great brew pick, by the way, and it's a very big 33 heroes.
Yeah.
33 hero, by the way. I think it's a great suggestion.
When I see like the drow as well too, we saw even though the game was kind of back and forth, you saw that long duration silence in a lot of fights just devastate him too. So
I do think it's a little anti-synergy with the Naga. Quite often, it doesn't really mesh super well. But of course, I mean, I respect. I'm the biggest Brew fan on this panel. I don't care what you guys say. Brew for life. Wow. I would pick Brew every day.
It's a great
every
hero.
game.
Same. But not really, because I can't play it. But if I could play it, then yeah.
Let's see. I mean, they have very little time to work with.
What's
and
left for
a lot of
Crystallis?
heroes have been banned for Crystallis. Yeah. I mean, he's played some Ursa and
Ursa this game.
no, probably not, right? But out of the heroes that he's been looking at, I mean,
Yeah. I'm just. It's hard. It's hard for him to choose. I
he's
think.
played Ursa and Dawnbreaker that I can think of this tournament.
Dawn is still in?
that aren't banned.
The Dawn was nice when they played it.
Oh,
That is an illusion. That's an illusion killer too.
Nice. Yeah, and the Flesh Sheep now also working against small instances of damage.
It's a good matchup. I mean, I think it scales pretty nicely into a Naga.
It's also the hook versus the sleep. It has a lot of value. I mean, even now you can even hook through sleep.
Yeah, you can.
They changed that, so you can hook your allies out, you can hook the enemy. Yeah, and this Naga cannot sleep TP with the early levels of sleep. I think it's level 3 sleep to get full max range.
And this Pudge with Frost Shield,
Exactly.
he's going to be really hard to take down.
It's a nice nice like distraction as well.
結局あれだな。
Kind of do his own thing. The Pudge can kind of force spells onto him.
あれですよね。
Protect the Lash. That's-
Do you think this is Crystallis calling, or do you think this is like the team and he, providing also good suggestions?
チームシークレット版はずっと
I had forgotten.
I think a lot of people might. It has
ず
kind
っ
of
と
started
ドゥーム
getting
版やって
forgotten
る
in a way, right? But because Lifestealer was so prominent, people have started to learn how to like play versus it.
まあドゥームでぶち壊した試合があったのは確かなんだよ
Isn't
ね
this Lich Punch against the
それは
Titan
確か
Hunter?
なんだよね
He looks at all of the Tide Bottom, Chain Stun, you know, with
Of course,
the
of course.
Tundra Esports ツンドラ Esports が
I do feel like Secret covered very nice
ドゥ
angles.
ームでぶち壊したような試合があったのは確かではあるけどそもそもその前
So it's very exciting.
Who would you rather be?
Hard to say. I
なんというこ
think
とはあるの
Tundra,
か
their strategy is very strong. You know, I'd put Secret on the back foot,
なん
even
か
though I really
あ
like
れ
what
で
they
すね
went for.
準
So I
決
believe that this is just
ア
too
パブラケッ
much
ト
game.
ファイナル
I think Lash is gonna pace on them,
から
and I think
一
it's gonna
貫
force
し
them into
て
these early fights. And with the early game that I see Secret having,
一貫してって
I
感
would
じ
have
で
to
も
go
ない
with
か
Secret draft to draft, even though
あ
I'm
でも
also
一
the
貫
biggest
してる
Naga
のはあ
on
れ
this
だね
panel. Like, I think Naga
ブロー
is
ドマザーを
an
嫌っ
incredible
て
hero.
る
I think if it goes past
嫌っ
a
て
certain
バン
point,
して
I
る
think Naga is gonna
割
start
合
being
が
too
やっ
much
ぱ
of an
高い
issue. But I think Secret's gonna
あのチームシークレット
Forger
ね
yourself, I mean that first pick sort of still standing strong as these two have sort of said, and Nisha, he's sort of been the one to stand out and kind of single-handedly carry Secret through some of the tougher games. Is this going to be another one of them, or do you think Tundra do have the methods to deal with this Lesh?
I'm with my boy Johan. I think this time I like the less Pudge versus the illusion strat. I think it's going to be pretty hard for Skeeter, but maybe 9. You know, his Tusk has been miraculous in some games, so eyes on him.
I hope this game doesn't go on for Secret's case. If not, I think we're going to see another repeat of yesterday's game. Long game, Naga doing his thing. Slowly, people start getting picked off. You get forced into your base. Yeah, I mean, Secret, they're going to have to bring the same early game that they did yesterday and, keep the ball rolling.
Sure, and Seb, do you sort of also agree in sort of that timing sense that if this does go on, Tundra as a squad, and especially with the lineup that they have here, it's going to be tough for Secret as the minutes pass?
I've seen Tundra's first map this tournament, and ever since I can't stop thinking about them. I've watched all their replays. I think the way they play Dota is absolutely wonderful, and in my opinion, steps ahead of other teams. So, I can't not put them favorites. Whatever they're gonna play, actually. So I really want Secret to challenge them.
Yeah, and sort of just in terms of overall feel as well. You're coming into this
さあ始まるぞ
grand finals on the main stage.
ついに
Who's got the easier to execute?
大インターナショナル2022 TI11
Easier? I mean, I think it's Secret. Yeah, I would say it's Secret. Like,
グランドファイナル第1試合ゲーム1
They have to dodge like the snowball from the Lesh and like how they're gonna get
タンド
momentum.
ラ e スポーツ
Yeah,
対
I mean, my gut is telling me Clement wants to break the curse. He is not here for
チ
second place.
ー
He's here
ム
to win.
シークレッ
Okay, well, thank you very
ト
much, boys. Looking forward to having you join us for Game 2 draft. But
早く
for
プレディクション
now,
さ
just
せろ
before the game, we're going to be able to head over to Slacks
プレディ
and
クション
hear
さ
from
せ
the
てさせて
coach.
くれ
Thank you so much, OD Pixel. Hello, I am here, ladies and gentlemen, with Howie 2000 from Tundra. First time we've seen him today. Give it up! Oh, there we go! The stadium is alive, my friend. So good to have you yet again. I got some bad news for you. Okay, Lesh, Enigma, Pudge. I hear these are pretty good heroes. You guys let these ones through. No
パッ
bans.
チ
Are
ピ
you prepared
ッ
for
ク
this?
が
Have you, spent your time getting ready?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
mean, I
it,
think
man.
for the finals today, we decided we want to. It's a best of 5. We want to play versus the last track. See how it goes. It's a best 5. It is what it is.
Okay, all right. Are you confident in that last pick of the Tidehunter? Big beefy boy going against that big beefy Pudge. What does he provide for the team if you would give us any insight? I mean, we're in the finals, the patch. Come on, give me some real info here.
I think he'll buy good aura items and give us some team fight versus them. I think Neta's Tidehunter is like by far one of his best heroes. He wins like every pub on the hero, so we're really confident on it.
Okay, sir, how far do you see this series going? You think we're going to Game 5?
It'd be fun.
It would be fun for you, and it'd be fun for us, but let's find out how at least Game 1 is going. We'll throw it back to the casters.
Thank you very much, Slacks. And one more thing just before we get into the action. We've got a very little special video here from Resolution. A bit of a pep talk before this game begins. Let's hear what he had to say.
I mean, honestly.
Sa a, prediction da. The number of
we are playing
players
for this moment. Let's enjoy every second
at
of
game
it.
end.
We're not gonna get many of these. Maybe 6 more. I mean 5 more.
これだ
That's what
な。
I want, but you know.
Total number of smoky and kills by.
There we go. Some fantastic words there from Rezo. Smiles all around.
Player
as well.
with
Very
highest
much
net
like
worth.
he already is though, because Tundra, they're going to find him here for this first bit of action. Trapped out by the shots, or maybe not. No, we can't.
お、
quite get
早
around.
速。
Doesn't matter.
お、フック
He's gonna get hooked underneath the tower. Chris is getting
これは
sacks up. Was the
おー、タワー下に持っていかれてはさすがにこの時間帯はつらい。
Nisha will be able to pick up the kill
With
on
the
onto
triple
nine there
kill.
on the back of that excellent hook
リ
for
プレイキル
Crystal.
を2射。これでサミッション。オッケー。間に合った。
Yeah, let's look at all these lanes, how they're going to be broken down, right?
Okay.
The snaking, he's been playing this Marauder time and time again throughout this tournament. 4 branches, strong laning items, and we've got this, this 33 tied with Sox on his hoodwink. Something they haven't played too much.
お、またフック2回目。ただ、ターゲットはちょっとタイムキーだったし、味方が近くにいない人いるけど、ちょっと、あれですね。
I mean, look at that. Nisha's kind of interested in getting involved in a bit of a chase there. But won't continue to take any more attention away from the middle lane or just be left to Chrysalis and Puppy to chase 33 down a little bit. Chrysalis, of course, having to be careful himself.
こっちに
We'll see them settle
こっちに
here.
対して、
Lane stage. Yeah, we've got to sort of talk about as well. Comments there.
なんていうか、
Howie
ミ
before the
ッ
game.
ド
Sort
は
of
そう
like that approach.
ミッドレーンタスク見るね。そういえば。
Just to see if you can deal with it.
まあ昨日見たけど。
Many games to recover if it doesn't go great.
見るね。確か昨日もあったよね。ツンドラやってたよね。チームシークレット、ロワブラケット勝ち上がってリベンジなんかという感じなんですけども。
Bottom heroes on secret starting with putting up protections to deal with that physical damage to try to tank up because sometimes like we mentioned it can be a bit deceptive.
ゲーム3、昨日のゲーム3でミッドレーンのツンドラ側はミッドレーンのタスクをやってたんですよね。ただチームシークレット側のミッドレーンズースにガンガン CS は負けてたという。ただ勝っちゃったんだよね。試合には勝っちゃったんだよね。
This mid lane matchup in particular, of course, 9, one of the fantastic mid players to just continue to bring these heroes, and then nobody else will really consider playing mid. Here he is, of course, bringing out the Tusk once again in game 1 of the grand finals. Up against the Nisha Leshrak, though. Yeah, you've got to imagine on paper, this is not going to be too easy for the Tusk, right? He's got to be careful against Nisha.
I think just because of that kill that Nisha gets, you know, the bottle being coming out so early. Otherwise, I've seen this Tusk actually be pretty decent in a lot of these matchups versus range. But yeah,
おっとおっとおっと、ファーストブロットじゃないけど、ああ、ブロディブロッキング、うまい。これは非常に冷静ですね。
Starts to get easier for Secret once they get the frost shield levels, which they now do have, so a lot of that physical damage resistance for Crystallis. But as we've seen so many times, Tundra, this off lane, these two, they're special.
この機能いいんだよね。ゲーム起動しなくても、このスイッチのこのなんかオーバーレイの機能でいろいろ分かるのいいんだよね。こうやってね。こことか上でもいいけど。で分かるのいい。本当この開発者には頭が下がる。感謝しかない。だってレーン強いヒーロー対レーン強いヒーローですよね。レーン強いヒーロー、レーン強いヒーロー。対レーン強いヒーロー。フードイン。
Yeah, before Chrysalis is suddenly getting buffed up and able to turn around. You know, Saxtra in particular has to be very, very careful how close he gets.
おお、うまく。
on the top
俺は
lane
う
so
まく
far.
相手50円分ほど損させましたね。
No, not so much. I mean, the Eidolon spam, you know, it continues to happen whenever you are playing those carries. It's going to be affecting you a little bit. But Skeeter, he's holding his own, him snaking. They have kill threat constantly too, the early point in net with that arrow combo. So something to look out for, especially on Zayat. But Red Zone, he's always got those Eidolons, so they have a lot of ways to protect and
ああ、
arrow
リープ
combos
が
and
強い
stuff
よ
like
ね。
that.
殺せないよね。
Yeah, and all in terms of the how good the game is for the Enigma. You know, how good is it for Rezo? Is it going to be easy for him to have impact with the black hole, or is this going to be one of those games where it's kind of everything else about the hero that's going to have its strengths?
It feels like that tends to be the story for the Enigma a lot of times. But if you look at his items that he's got queued up, you know, we did mention the Wraith Pact comparison of the team. He's going to go for the black hole plays and just play around his Malefice and stuns from a distance.
Absolutely, I think something that we're going to be very, very happy to see.
Yeah.
None of this sort of Wraith Pact rubbish. You know, we want the action, we want the black holes.
Hey, if you look at the way the lineups can go, at some point there is going to be that lack of BKB disable, of course, for the Enigma. Sure, they're going to be able to sleep and reset and do these kind of fights that we see Tundra do a lot of times. We see a lot of teams do with Naga Siren, but could get to some points where you have to take these fights. Bottom is still
おお、フック
Lovely little angle there.
これは
The blast as well to slow Saxon down, but because the creeps are pushed in, tower hits will
う
be tanked up by the
ん、クリ
wave.
ップがタワーの下にいた
Saxon
か
will
ら
walk out.
こっちの方には
Crystal's definitely shown so far. I don't think he's missed a
フック当たった敵に対してはタワーが攻撃しなくてあんまりダメージはいかなかった。まあでも完全に意識の外だったみたいだ。普通にフックは食らっちゃってたから素晴らしいプレーでした。
We'll have that ring of health coming out to him, so likely to be consistently in a position where his health's a bit higher. Saxa will find himself on top.
お、うまく気を切って。
Saxa has the stick charges at the ready.
さあどっちだ
He's going to get the kill before he goes down. So they push for
まあ順番的にはどうだどっ
something the
ち
Tundra
が
is going to be pretty happy with.
ツ
Saxa
ードリン
goes
ク
down,
殺してか
but
ら
according to plan, I'd imagine there for
こっち
Tundra
を殺した
taking
の
down Crystallis.
Yeah, they just have,
Bug
like I said, there's
Joe
just such an interesting approach to the way they do it. Even the blades of attack being picked up early on 33, not going for any tanky items. This is a fighting build. Phase boots right away, trying to benefit off that Blightstone, any type of minus armor they can put onto this Pudge. And it worked.
Yep, and this is sort of the classic def you see at
Yeah.
this sort of moment from supports in that bottom lane. Me and Saxa
まあ
can
パ
get over
ッ
the
チ
mid,
に
get the bottle top
経
back
験
up.
値が入ってしかも
Definitely the sort of trades that
タイドハンターにも一応経験値ゴールド入ってって感じだからまあ痛み分けだよね。
give him
ま
when they
あ
make the calls to commit for kills.
Up top,
お
not
と
enough to chase. Catch on bottom though. Constant aggression on these side lanes.
Once again, Crystallis trying his best to trade, but especially when it's 33 that's the one on top of him, not at a point where Pudge just has enough damage to kind of bring down the tide. Tide's able to threaten them. Back up in the top jungle, Zayat's snaking.
Snaking might be
お
one
お
of
中
them.
空うまい。
Same time in the mid, Nisha.
おっとレベル6が入ってノバファルスパルスノバ
Charges
が
are there though, and 9 far enough under the tower to survive, but back in the jungle, snaking
まあが足り
will
ませんで
win
し
the
た。
battle of the supports.
Yeah, we see that stat build for Snaking really working.
おっとこれは
Very low around this mid lane.
There's a punch.
Saxa's coming to try and help out with the setup. He's got a bit of a bottle charge and a ferret fire. It's not enough to keep him alive though. 9 and Saxa take him down. Saxa coming out with some top moves already from so the intentional death bottom, helping out the mid, and once again being around that mid lane, around these power runes to get that extra bit of power that 9 needs to get a kill.
And now look at bottom.
Yeah,
That physical damage
が
Crystallis.
良か
It's
っ
too
た。
much.
あ
He's in every
ー
single
フ
bit
ロ
of
ス
place
ト
that they need
フ
him
ロ
to
スト
be.
シールドはそっ
Of
ちに打っ
course,
ちゃっ
with that 3 points in anchor smash and the blaze of attack on top of the face boots. That's a hefty right click coming out from 33 off the back of the anchor smash. And I mean, this hoodwink, it's looking kind of spooky, Fog. He's all over the place and he's making big moves.
And it's into like secret. They did the preparation, right? They had to bring the protection to kind of try to protect versus physical. They had the frost shield, but it's not enough. This build from 33, going for that Wraith Pact, more than likely rushing it. He's gonna have to keep his sustain down there too.
Top lane.
おーうまいなるほど
Snaking,
こっ
sneaking
ちから矢が
round
飛んで
the
くるとはって感じだよね
Tundra getting kills up and down the map right now. The
あと何回か本当に何回かおおエイドロン 強いですね エイドロンは強いコンバージョンレベル何ぼだレベル5まあエイドロンでもコンバージョンレベル3ぐらいかな
Really clever moves, really clever positioning as well too. And we're probably gonna see more of these rotations. 15 seconds until we do have that power rune coming out. So eyes on Saxa, see if he does make the rotation. Even filling up again for 9. So I want him to be as fight ready as possible. 3 heroes collapsing on both sides.
Trying to get the chance to trap him in there with the
さ
shards.
て
We'll quite
バ
find
ー
it.
レ
We'll
ン
see 8-minute power in where it's going to be. It's going to be top. And
What's the
Secret
big
this
one?
time they'll be able to hold on to it. Nisha
お
able to grab
ヘイ
it.
ストルンこれは大きいぞ
Coming out the way of Zayat.
おうまく当てた
For Nisha, he's ready to run down 9-9. Has got the help from Saxon. Saxon with
あ
the
上に上がれない
them back, but they'll
こ
still
れ
be
は
able
ヘイ
to
ストルンがあるから楽々
At this
追い
time,
つけますと
Secret, they'll bring in the extra firepower required around this mid lane. They're going to make sure that this time round, Nisha, he's not left alone.
There's just so much burst damage from both sides. We're going to be seeing heroes just getting popped left and right. But
ラ
after
ス
this
トヒ
start
ッ
of
ト
the
は
lane
どうだ
phase, it's
さ
looking
すが
really
に
nice for
さ
Tundra,
すが
even though they
に
were up against some of these could be
パ
tougher
ッチ
lanes.
と
They've done excellent versus the Naga Siren farming perfectly fine versus the
ス
Enigma.
ナーガ
Moving
サイレン
that
食られちゃ
early
うち
kill
ょっ
is
と
a
さ
big
すが
deal.
に
So
ナーガ
Secret,
サイレンに
they want to
失
start
礼
getting a
か
little more active.
Early little smoke here
さ
from
すがにナー
Nisha.
ガサイレンのあれは
Zayat and Rezo up top around this point
アームの能力が高すぎるよね
Black hole if he finds the chance to turn
スノーボールで転がってオラスパンチそれに対して2人に対してのブラックホールアバランチトススプリットワースもあったこれタイミングでしたねスイットアーススイットスイットアースはいスイットアースつけて息の歌がごちゃになるんだよなこっちがスプリットアースでアーススプリッターが ET のウルトラやねさあ調子がいいのは
It was a big risk
あ
to
そう
take. They were really banking on the
調
fact
子
that
がい
he
い
was
の
on his own,
はあれだ
but he wasn't. The smoke from mid, Secret, they catch them by surprise.
Beautiful read, really.
あそう
After these
これ
last few
ちょっと
moments,
ユトンポさん
Tundra
こう
getting
配
these
信モードが
moves
有効だったからちょ
Secret,
っ
they
とハイロ
start
とか
back.
オフになった
Tundra, and
気づい
also,
たか
I
っ
mean,
た
they made this move.
ご
It's
めんな
not the
さい
squishiest of heroes on the Enigma. With just these two on Tundra, they need a little bit more burst, so do have to be careful. Now he gets tower. It's gonna be really early blink going.
Yeah, early tower will definitely help fuel that purchase. Already pre-10 minutes.
あこんばんは
These
こんばんは
sort of objective timings. In this top lane now, would you imagine if you're Tundra, how do you sort of start to slow down Secret speed of getting control of this half of the map?
It's not going to be easy. They might have to just start making moves
こん
elsewhere.
な
Maybe
感
use
じ
the illusion just to scout things
今
out.
ゲ
But
ー
it's
ム
not
1
going
が
to be easy
始
for
ま
them
っ
to really just
て
contest up versus Red Zone at this point.
まあまずは
After dying
展
once, it
開
kind
ちょ
of
っと取ってるの
dissuades you from really
は
going up there until you do have like
チーム
some
シー
seven
クレッ
level
ト
6to
側
have that extra
で
bit
す
of
か
burst
ね
damage to follow up with the Tusk.
う
Might
ん
look to start
タ
playing
ワ
around
ーセーフレン
Tundra, I'd
敵の
imagine.
セー
He's
フ
the
レ
one
ン
who's
タ
had
ワ
that
ーを
incredible
折
game, I
っ
believe,
たぐら
in
い
the last
の
finish.
差が今ついて
So
る
maybe looking to start
って感
pressure
じ
this
です
pressure this tower down here.
Of course, he has that
Well,
ravage
no
good to
matter,
go.
of
He
course
sees
not.
a chance to set up for a kill on Crystallis to get some extra help. They get the toss back onto Snake King. Doesn't stand a chance against the amount of damage they've got. Back down bottom, and to hold back
ただこれ
Crystallis.
心配なのは結局
A bit hard to commit.
これ
They try to glyph for it, but
チームシークレット側にはちょっとだけ展開を取ってるけど
Bringing in a third hero, 9 is around. With 9
その
diving in.
1番が1番の
rotating now.
1番がなんだっけパッチなんだよね一番のパッチキャリーパッチだからまだサービングの能力がないんだよねスピードが速くないんだよなそれに対していやちょっと展開取られてるまあほんの少しだけど取られてる側のチームタンドラ e スポーツかツンドラ e スポーツタンドラ e スポーツ側のキャリーは流されないのでファーミングがもうすでに速いということですでにゴールの差はかなりもう一番同士でするとついてしまって1000ゴールド近く今900ぐらいか900ゴールドぐらい差がついてるから一番同士でここはまあ懸念ですよまだジャングルとかできないからねパッチはにインセプターが入るまでちょっとだけ遅いからまあ別に入らなくてもロットでまあできるはできるけどその前に HP がなくなるそれゆえにできればレーンにいたいという気持ちはわかる
Secret could start to take advantage of the map a little bit here. Bloodstone is done, so playing around this flash is going to be problematic. Tundra might have some issues in these next few moments. They're going to have to bring the Tusk and the Hoodwink maybe into most scenarios just to burst this flash down.
For Secret, they know how
ready
strong
to
Nisha is at this moment.
Oh,
They
yeah.
smoke him up, take him
ト
anywhere
ム
on
レ
the
ーンの
map.
タワーが折られて、これでタワー状況五分ですか。いやいや、ミッドがそうか、ミッド取られてるからな。完全に五分じゃない。セーフレーンのタワー状況はお互い五分。ミッドレーンはさらせる。ムーンライトシャドウから。うわーアイスシャドウで閉じ込められた。4番のタイに悲しいですね。ちょっと下がりたいか。シークレットが人数かけてるし、タワーはセーフレーン側はないということで。
And Skeeter, he's still doing fine, still loving life. Things are not too problematic, even though he has that death that they had going for the Enigma. He still has pretty good timings on his items.
Absolutely, yeah, he knows that when Secret try and poke at the rest of his team down there on the bottom half, this whole area of the map opens back up a little bit more for him. As you can see, the wall control, it's too bad at all for them. There's not any deep vision from Secret around this area, so Tundra pretty happy to continue to hold this area for Skeeter to keep the farm up and stay up there towards the top. Only a couple of hundred behind Nisha's farm.
ブラッドストーンがもうレジ枠に入ってる。強いぞ。何かブレイクするかな。
もう
14分で作ってる。あとミッドレーンがまた最悪がタフニーが死んだ。
He's just trapping you in the shards every single time you step up alone. Nisha, got that haste rune. We'll see if he's able to chase down anything in return. Nice little sidestep there from 9. Make sure that he doesn't get caught out by the stun. Tundra's back under the tower, and Nisha won't be getting any kills today with this haste. Unless...
I mean, they're watching him though.
I mean, they know that the haste is about to come to an end. Again, some excellent dodges from both sides here. Last minute or so, Nisha making sure the arrow doesn't catch him by surprise.
They need more heroes there if they're going to go for some type of Ravage play. They need to go for those chain stuns if they're going to try to get Nisha. Very tanky, 1800 HP with the Bloodstone.
And as you say, that is the thing as well, though, for Tundra. If they try and play with their ult Secret, they'll very much be ready to respond with their own ultimates. Both teams having huge teamfight ultimates to drop. We'll see in the middle, Nisha, it's the time again, he's on his own.
Oh! 一番敵の稼いでる2番稼いでる一番稼いでるところでやっぱ2番を稼いずに壊すためにラベージを切っていく。これはまあまあ納得ですよね。
Should be a pre-tier 1 tower. I'd imagine they have put the fortification. We'll see if he could try and force a fight. There's still 10 seconds, no Nisha.
Look at the vision control as well too from Tundra. They have Ward on high ground, kind of watching everything right now.
And they're back off for now, respecting the fact that Nisha soon to be back up. But the damage certainly done to this tier 1 incredibly low. Next push will take it off the map. Secret, as soon as Nisha's back in play, might just try and find some sort of move around him. This time round, making sure that they're in position to enable the lash and not allow him to get caught out alone.
That's the biggest thing, right? They have to start playing as much as possible around Nisha. Try to slow down Skeeter, because all these moments ticking by, this Naga Siren's just getting all the free farm in the world. Manta's finished, has an arcane rune, so he's going to be able to push out these lanes freely. Just keeping all these lanes shoved in, so it's hard for Secret to really make a move without them getting caught themselves. And yeah, that deep vision, Tundra, I mean, having these deep wards that haven't been taken out is a big deal right now.
4K lead for Tundra. Very much, you say, taking over the map. And with the Moonlight Shadow.
これは見えてはないですね。
He is squishy now. I mean, he has not built any HP items whatsoever. 1000 HP. They have a plethora of burst damage.
This is a scary place. Tundra, they won't hesitate to dive if Nine's able to set up with the shards into the trees. He's going to try for it, see what he can find, and he finds him.
It's a perfect trap.
I'll get the bushwhack in as well. Getting taken down behind his tier 2 once again.
まあさっきビユリとは言ったけど、もう返されてますね。
And this is pain. I mean, look at the moments. 5k gold lead now. Crystallis, he hasn't been able to find much of anything after the laning phase. They're making all the space in for Skeeter, and they're getting kills out of it too.
Tundra Esports についてますね。
Look to make some sort of fight happen around their own ultimates. Just set the team fight up for Nisha to be able to burn through these enemies with this incredible amount of damage he can do as the Lash.
Dungeon's just, I mean, they're keeping all the lanes pushed in. Look, Snaking goes to the scary lane. Top, he's gonna push that one out quickly. Mid's pushed in, bottom's pushed in. Skeeter's already starting to look to cut some waves. Okay, maybe suiciding some illusions, but looking to cut some waves. The pressure on the map, it's too much right now for Secret.
Just getting information on who's sort of still sat back here in the base. They know that Rezo's only just stepping out, so they can sort of plan for the movements of this Enigma and make sure that they're ready to prepare for any sort of jump Secret tries to make on them.
And look, they're building more and more damage. Crystallis, he's really far.
Deep. Very far up the lane. Now you can see Tundra, they're a bit hesitant. They know that if he's going to play aggressive like that, chances are that the rest of Secret's there to back him up, and Secret were able to step up.
As soon as they see anything, though, 33 is just knocking on a tier 2 bottom as this Tide. Getting close to his pipe as well, so all this damage mitigation for the Lesh.
I mean,
it's starting to get online.
Yeah, the amount of pressure that Tundra can apply. Something that we're seeing them always had the power to do with the drafts they normally enter in with. 33's Tide just being able to sit down here, Skeeter able to split the map up with his illusions. It's just a whole lot of everything that Secret's having to deal with right now.
Towers just continue to get hit. 33, he just knows he's free down here because he also has that ward backup. He has Skeeter near him too. Tundra playing the map beautifully. And yeah, they built it. They got that shard early on Soxa, so that burst damage that we were talking about, they're gonna have so much of it to take out this Lash, to take out that tanky punch. And yeah, lanes are already starting to get cut. There's already a Naga Siren problem.
You very much see it in the net worth, and indeed so far, Secret not really being able to use the power of the punch. Now, Crystallis still very much behind here in the farm, and we see underneath the tower, Tundra, we start poking at him, getting him pretty low. Chain Frost will be thrown out, but not too many bounces at all, and 33's ready to go back in onto Crystallis.
スタンが長すぎる。RO のスタンが長すぎる。
Rezo jumps forward, they're looking towards 9 but 9. They're forced out to the side, he's going to be able to step away. See if they can continue to try and get any further catch.
持ち帰るようにトスとうまいですね。
But very much, it's such a struggle here as we're seeing for Crystallis. Under tier 2,
ちょっ
Secret,
と
the
あ
rest of his
れ
team
で
pretty
す
close
ね、
by.
嫌な
They
印象
couldn't
でした
help
ね
it. And now
あ、
Tundra
アロが飛んできて、これは格差数。
out of this here as they head into the jungle as Secret catch out puppy Ravage with
ラベジ
puts an end to the life of Zayat, and Nisha has to step back. It's just him and Rezo on the retreat right now.
Rezo?
See if they can get any further setup. Rush from 33. Sharpshooter hit coming in as well. Respawns will be there for Secret. Crystallis back in action. Tundra, they won't push their luck. They know that they're maintaining this lead. And as we've seen time and time again, once they get that lead, Tundra, they very, very rarely throw it away.
Especially if they have Skeeter on something like this Naga Siren. I mean, he's been absolutely free the whole game. He's got the Orchid, he's on his way to the heart, and it feels like there's going to start being some really big damage issues on Secret. And the map just continues to be pressured everywhere too, right? Tundra, they're forcing so much bottom. It's like 4 or 5 heroes of Secret having to react to this. Meanwhile, Skeeter's just, he's loving life. Plan is being executed perfectly by them. And for Secret, approaching into any of these fights, like Zayat, he still doesn't even have his Blink Dagger yet, so him being able to jump in, get some type of repositioning, getting some fight advantages, it's not easy. Rezo is the one with the Blink as the initiator, but as we've seen time and time again, he's just very squishy at this point. He'll just die if he goes in.
It's not easy at all for him to find the chance to get these black holes off, and especially before he has that BKB done. And pretty much impossible if Tundra, they turn up in numbers.
And look at this approach from 33. We're talking about damage mitigation so much. It tends to be a big
パ
thing
ッ
that
チの
Tundra's
一
going
番
for.
が
The pipe, the raid
一番
type,
パ
and
ッ
he's
チ
even
が
queued
ちょっ
up
と
on
エ
the
ニ
east
グマ
side, so really
自分の
cute
チームと
approach.
自分と同じチーム
Pudge
チームメイト
and
のなん
Lash,
かこう
reliant on that magical damage. So if he
自
just
分
gets
の
an
チーム
anchor
メイトの
smash,
エ
if
ニ
he
グ
gets
マ
that
3
base
番の
layer
エニ
applied
グ
on him,
マと同じくらい
how
し
are they
か
going to be able to bring down the targets,
同
especially that
じ
Naga
かそれよ
Siren
りちょっ
who's
と下ぐらいなん
gonna
だ
have
け
this
ど
heart
それぐらい
pretty
しか
soon.
稼げていないのがちょっと問題ですよこれは。
Tundra is getting further and further ahead. Very much feeling the control they have on the game this early on as well. 22 minutes in, 8k lead.
Yep. And they even have, 9. Oh, we got the Orchid coming out.
We'll be lucky to find an illusion rune.
He'll be alright. And yeah, they also have 9 who's going to be going for his standard Tusk build. He's going to be that straight physical damage burst also. So they have kind of everything going for them here to be able to take down Focus Fire the Pudge, Focus Fire the Lash, reduce their damage, and take objectives. That's the other big thing too. It's going to allow them to get Roche a little bit eeasier and push those towers.
It really
デ
very
ソが
much is
強
a
いか
case of,
今あとスキターが
even through that Bloodstone heal,
リーバ
Tundra,
ーで
they
ちょっ
will
と
kill
短いですよ
Tundra
ね
so quickly.
Moonlight
The
Shadow
Secret's response, it has to be immediate with their sort of counter initiations in terms of the black holes and and such.
I mean, it's 22 minutes and there's only 2 flesh heap stacks. Never a position you want to be on the pudge. But Crystallis, he's got Ags done. Let's see what he's going to be able to do with this.
So around the mid there. Looking towards 33. This is not an easy kill.
He's very tanky.
Very tanky. And
Oh my god, okay. There we are.
I mean, they have to. I don't think they're getting that kill if they don't there.
They got it before he drops the pipe, before he drops the Wraith Pack, so sure. I mean, getting him off the map is
That's the only way they kill him.
Yeah.
They've got to do it quick, they've got to do it safe, they've got to use the black hole in situations like that. Now take him off the map, and it will at least sort of give them a bit of peace here, maybe for the 30 seconds. Knowing that Tundra, they won't have the tide for the fight, but nonetheless though, Tundra, they're still that farmed that they'll definitely still go for a quick kill.
Bottom.
Tide or not.
ボトムまたこれは死ぬしかなさそうですね。
And some Deso stacks for 9.
See Lotus now done as well for Nisha, so a little bit of an extra way that he can try and prepare himself for the fight. Give him a bit of a better shot of not being blown up. Some of the targeted abilities from Tundra.
Yep, be able to protect him. Also, if there's like a snowball, he can even get inside the snowball if they play it a little bit perfectly. He can also dispel the boomerang buff, or debuff that is, which amplifies all that damage. Nisha?
This bottom tier 2 is so scary, surely. Here for Secret, unless they can ensure that Tundra put off from diving, and they will manage to get back. Christmas, he hits the hook. Grabs back 9 before Skeeter's able to do anything to save him. And sort of freeze the rest of Secret there with the song. A good catch onto 9 there. Secret coming in with some level of response now to the moves from Tundra. It's definitely not as smooth sailing as it has been for the last 10 minutes. Secret able to slow them down a little bit by bit.
Yep, and now they have the blink on the Tiny, so an actual initiator rather than just forcing Rezo to be that one to jump in with Black Hole. Getting themselves back on the map. Every time they do kill one of those heroes, it feels pretty massissive, at least for Secret, but Tundra doesn't seem like they care too much.
And it's just the Naga Siren, right? You know, Skeeter, he doesn't care if he sees a hero or a teammate die every now and then, wants a minute just one off on their own. As long as he's still hitting the creeps, he is happy. Top of the net worth, and indeed with his heart, you can see Skeeter. Him and his illusions, it's not going to be easy to deal with. Sort of the main way to deal with it in terms of the Pudge and the Leshrac. We know that Tundra, they can kill these heroes. As underneath the tier 2 mid, they're looking towards Crystallis. Skeeter, he's ready to commit in. As they go right in on top of him. Nisha will turn up for the fight, but not able to make any sort of move in time to save him. Crystallis goes down.
閉じ込められてるね、レシラックが。いや、ただ、裏とストンでなんか強いね。ここでチェーンフロスト、スノーボールで回避、ここでラベージ。
Will fall, the bushwhack from Saxa finishing him off. Secret trying their best to deal with this team fight. These dives, this aggression that Tundra is performing. Most times, 9 out of 10, they're not able to deal with it. No. They're not able to stop them from getting what they want. Tundra, they'll push down mids, take down this tier 2. Everything continues to just being ticked off the list here for Tundra.
This Skeeter Naga is just way too farmed, really, for them. Once he shows up to the fight, they're like, oh my god, we do not have enough damage to go through 3,000 HP. It's gonna take them quite a while, and it's into Wraith Pack, and it's into Pipe, and also we saw our beautiful observer point out an extra cloak purchased up. He is gonna be going back for the Mage Slayer, as we mentioned. He was queuing up Blink for a moment, but yeah, just really looking for all that damage mitigation, making sure that Skeeter will probably never go down unless he gets caught by absolutely everything. So for Secret, next few moments, pretty difficult for them to look for these fights. Multiple Blink daggers. We see even Poppy gets a Blink. They need any type of follow-up. They need the big burst, right? If they catch 1 or 2 heroes in a black hole, they need absolutely everything.
はい、入室音が鳴らなくなるんで、それちょっと逆に作用してる。ソング・オブ・サイレン、ブラックホールに対してなんて便利なんだ。
But they get to, once again, Tundra just proving at this stage to be almost impossible for Secret to fight into.
Tough position to use Blackfall, pre-BKB, even to all these stuns into Song.
He must be close to the BKB, right, Reza?
Getting closer. I mean, he bought the shard, he bought the lens, so he has delayed it quite some time for himself. And Tundra now, they probably are like, okay, well, no black hole, we can probably look for Roshan.
Straight to Roshan. And they kill it fast with Riptide, with Deso, with Gush. See all that minus armor coming into play on top of the Orchid. Secret, they are reacting though, bringing 4 heroes. Scan is going to catch them.
Yeah.
See if they can get any sort of fight going here. It's not easy to
これはまた またチェインフロストを雪玉でスノーボールで開始してる。あー、マナがない。あ、まあ、どうなる。あ、ラベージ。わーお。4人を失った。
We'll see Puppy able to blink out just in time. It's unfortunate that he has that item there.
I mean, it's wild how much damage is reduced there. In most situations, if there's not a pipe, if there's not a raise
so
back,
clumped up and they just still didn't die.
Look how much they only. I'm saying only because when we've seen these pudges on these lashes, when they're able to stick on targets, 3 heroes inside that, you would probably see some 10,000 worth of damage or something. But look at this, the damage mitigation completely protecting everybody there.
Secret, they really had to go all in for
これ
to make a move like this, and they certainly do. They go straight
こ
to
の
the
なん
pit.
かめっちゃ固まってて、確かに
Doesn't
ね
have his black hole back
投
on.
げたくなるんだ
Right, the
け
break
ど
back. Look, he
ね。
pops it and sends it up north to kind of hide
チ
it
ェイン
away
フロス
from
ト投げ
everybody.
たく
So
なるけ
Secret,
ど、
they're panicking to try to
そ
kill
れに
this
対
thing.
して
And
ロシア
meanwhile,
に
the
向
ball
かっ
is dropping
て
lower and lower. Great plays from 9. The snowball
ス
initially to
ノーボー
dodge
ル
the
し
chain
て
frost
3
of his
人
team,
巻
and then
き味方
snowball
巻き
kind
込
of
んで無
guaranteed
敵
they
に
can
し
get
て
on that
回
rush
避す
on.
るっていう
Beautiful plays from Tundra.
非常に
Masters
美
of the
しかっ
team fight.
They are
た
seeming
というか、
unstoppable
対
here
応
so
としては
far in
す
this
ごく
game. One 18k lead.
And it's also, you know, Ravage, it wasn't
通
up
常ス
until
キル
that
で、ただの
exact
通常
moment
スキルで
Shadow
敵の
Stepping up in the mid, they've got the
ル
arrow
ートを
connection.
回避できるという。
He's already used the Bloodstone here. Look at the Lotus Orb off in time. A little bit of safety in his own snowball, but it's only going to tear him far away from the safety of any of his teammates as Nisha will get slowly but surely taken out.
これはキルワンはいいツンドラかな。さすがにこれはもうこの展開は
We'll see how much further they want to play this one out. It is grand finals after all, but this game one, it just looks like there's very few answers at all to what Tundra's doing right here.
20K か。
And it's versus that Lash. They
ツ
gave
ン
the
ドラ
Lash.
に
They had an
20K ある
idea,
か
they had a
ら。
concept, and it's working beautifully.
Full control of the game.
I mean, 33. As they, you know, how we ended it at the end there. You know, talking about how important the tide is, how good he is on this hero, and we're seeing it 4-1 and 15. Even without the Ravage, we see the effects he's able to do from start to finish of this game.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
いや、バラックスを取れなかった
We've
な。
seen many times before in the games that they play.
一応次がまだある
Ever
か。
so careful not to allow any
一応
opportunity.
次のファイトでまだなんか
So they'll back off from the
勝
push
て
for
ばま
now.
だ終
Interesting
わ
to
り
point
です
out
ね。
also, Skeeter did buy the shard as well, so feels like they're really understanding this. Limit the
ここ
damage.
で
You
す
know,
ね。
this is going to heal for 40%. They're
シー
reducing
クレ
the
ット
damage
少
that's
年
coming
マ
out
ラ
from
ソン
the Pudge
こ
and
こで
Lash.
す。
So how are they going to kill these big beefy targets,
They
right?
have to catch them split up. But as we've seen, it's very few situations where Tundra, especially at this
smoke
moment
there.
of the game, they choose to sort of fall back into positions that allow them to get caught one by one.
Always playing around each other perfectly.
Trying to get a first rate 33, but he has got the Ravage.
こっちマンのラーベージ、3マンになった。
The John Hall 9 just straight in, takes him out. Rezomi has got the black
お、
hole.
ブラックホール、これはすごいいいけど、ただダメージが出なかった。
From 9 and Skeeter. It was a nice
ダメージが出す人がいないという。
Now Tundra, it looks like once again they're setting up for the cleanup. They've got the catch on Tanisha. Bushwhack will trap him against the tree. The arrow for Snake, it keeps him locked down. He'll try and step back, but Tundra, the 4-5 of them chase him down. He'll go
ホー
for the
ル
TP out. He wants
あー
to
チームアップこれは
everybody dead on
バラック取られて
Tundra, they're ready to resume.
何でもあり
Pushing
放題
down the mid.
Radiant's middle barracks are under
Just
attack.
seems like
ホール良かったけど良くなかった部分もあったというタイミング的に
Everyone's always playing around each other. This time, Ravage is at the ready. 33 not even coming close to dying.
味方がいなかったというねダメージを出す味方が近くにいなか
We'll
っ
see if they go for one more fight. But that one more fight for Secret, once again, will be lacking the big ultimate. Black hole, of course, used by Reza there in an attempt to get something going, but really with the BKBs that Tundra have, if they get it off beforehand, then there's absolutely no chance of Secret killing these cores.
Top tower is under attack.
30k gold lead. I mean, full item for each hero pretty much coming out now.
This is just, it's not a position where we've really seen any teams be able to turn things around when they've been against Tundra in particular. Tundra get this sort of lead against you, it very much is over, unless something incredible happens.
Especially when they have this Naga Siren, really. They look to be amazing. These illusion carries in particular for Skeeter, right? His CK, his Naga has been a pleasure to watch. In Secret, they tried to set that pace early game, but almost never in this game did they actually have a lead. The gold was always actually pretty much in favor of Tundra.
Tundra smoked up, and you can feel it. They're ready to go for the finisher here.
Puppy blinking in.
All right, walking down
なんか前に行ってますね。
Trying to catch the creep wave or something.
パピめっちゃ前に行ってるけど。あ、なんか昨日も見た。昨日も見たぞ。昨日も CM でゲーム3からなんかで。うまく。チェインフロスト。33が33があまりに硬すぎて。ここで。これはミスっちゃったね。ラベージとソング・オブ・サイレンがかぶっちゃってラベージがのスタンがいかなかった。
Do have to watch out though as we see Black Hole back up in 10 seconds. It's gonna have to be a 5-man. Even then, I don't know. Doesn't even feel like they'll have the damage anyway.
5-man, and it's got to catch them before they press BKB.
Yeah, and before Wraith Pact or Piper down.
なるほど。BKB からファイティング。いやー、1番がシークレットの1番のはずなのに溶かされちゃう。すぐ溶かされちゃう。
Secret able to find some sort of semblance of a trade there. They'll take out 9 immediately. Nisha does commit in with the buyback. I'll see if there's anything Secret can do here with this minute where Tundra are without their mid laner.
Nisha can never walk up. He just walks in, gets fully focused from everyone on Tundra. And another item coming up for Skeeter in a moment.
Oh goodness.
More heal prevention, more damage reduction, etc. Scotty's going to be coming out also for this Naga.
Extra illusion as well with the level 20.
Yeah.
And illusion rune found us. On top of that also, I expect us to continue to just see all 3 lanes push right up to the base of Secret. If Secret are going to try and find that, what needs to be an immaculate team fight, 5-man black hole, it's just going to be so hard for them to do it anywhere outside of the base. Leaving this area of the map, leaving the some sort of safety at the high ground, it's just so tough against what Tundra's doing on the map right now.
Tundra's on cruise control. Look, Snaking's even got boots to travel on the 5 Marana.
Nice.
なんでこれ前に行ってんだパピ。
それはなんでですかね。
本当よくわからん。インビテーションしたみんなで行くのかなみたいな感じに思ってたけど、みんな下がってる。
And very much still continuing it to give it their all. Smokes up here, Zayat some resolution.
I think most people find it, you hear Puppy like kind of laughing in these type of games, and you're like, oh, okay, whew. A heart now for 33.
This is a scary place of resolution and Zayat. Very close by to Tundra.
In the trees. Everyone on Tundra is just so farmed at this point. Pretty much every single hero in core.
Oh. アバランチャー避ける。ディープで避ける。テクイな。
Yeah, Snaking's got bots, Lotus, 4-step,
Drum,
and it's a 5-position Marana, by the way.
We've seen some farm supports today. This one's certainly up there from Snaking.
Tundra just tend to do this a lot of times too, right? Distribute their wealth nicely, especially, I mean, at this point in this game, of course, when they have all the space in the world, but...
Can they see 33, but
he's got 4,000 health.
They're going to try. Get the toss back. It's just, it feels so hard not trying to commit onto this tide.
He just Mage Slayer hits them and they do nothing.
Back off. 33's toying with the idea of a Ravage as well. Nisha really getting caught out by the bushwhack. Will get jumped by 9. He's in with the Walrus Punch. A Secret just scrambling back up towards the high ground. And I tell you what, I think they're quite lucky to get out of there with nobody going down.
They can't even, I mean, they tickle the tide. This build really from 33 is working perfectly. I mean,
it's unkillable.
The Pipe Wraith pack we've seen so many times, but just throwing in this Mage Slayer because he sees that both cores are this magic damage emphasis.
6-1 and 21, exactly what you hope to see from your offlane.
4-1-15.
Skeeter. Should be another one here. Second Roshan.
Again, these illusions from Skeeter making sure that Secret, they cannot even dream of getting anywhere close to the Roshan.
Every lane pushed in. Puppey, up for a journey, trying to maybe collect some bounty runes. Blinks will be okay, Snaking won't find him. The Roshan acquired 40k gold lead. Back to business.
Absolutely just passing by the sort of 1k gold a minute, something that you very rarely see in terms of a lead in at this stage of the game. Pretty much a full nullifier done as well from 9. Even tougher to try and protect that core that gets jumped upon by 9.
They're looking to go to. They're smoked.
いやー、一番パッチがちょっと空気だったな。
Immediately burst down, especially Puppey.
With that Aegis, Tundra know that they can look to get into the face of Secret.
33's taking the tower by himself. He's just anchor smashing it.
Yeah.
He's got the talent.
Chrysalis trying for some sort of a hook.
They can't stop him.
I mean, what's his Zayats? He's looking for a toss back. A 9 in response immediately on top of it. That Zayat's gone. No buyback for him.
Crystallis.
He'll pop the BKB. He's got to use it to step back, get some sort of distance between him and the rest of the team. He's going to try and stand his ground on 33. And 9 jumps in with a Warrior's Punch into the snowball. Overall, Nisha Red. Oh, he's going to go for the black hole.
ブラックホールそこに対してただソングオブサイレンで結局味方がいないのと一緒だからな。近くにいてもいやー、ソングオブサイレンこんなに簡単になってるんだ。あいつを狙わないと、長を狙わないとソングオブサイレンって返されるのがラーベージ3人に対して当たって
He might just be able to reset this time as he is over towards the fountain, actually able to live. Nisha also able to keep himself alive for now with the Lotus. Reflects the net, but 33 is getting in on top of him. No one else able to get Nisha away from Tundra as he's out for 100 seconds. The tier 4s are gone, they're on to the ancient. GG. And Tundra.
Tundra game 1.
My goodness, they take this game 1. This was not close. Tundra in full, complete control. I mean, it felt like after 10 minutes, Secret, they didn't have a chance at all in this one, folks.
It felt like even from lanes, right? The rotations from Saksa kind of putting on this pressure onto Nisha. This was a miraculous game, really, from Tundra, kind of setting the tempo super early on with the Naga Siren draft. When you're able to kind of get this type of lead early on, and you have a Naga, and you start realizing, hey, we're versus only magic damage, my Tide can just completely counteract it, you know?
Absolutely.
It's an excellent approach.
And I think what's going to feel really good for them is indeed it paid off. You know, as Aoi said, they wanted to try this game 1, let the Lesh go through. They dealt with it, and they dealt with it phenomenally. There's no question about it. It was never going to be any sort of issue after a certain point, as Tundra looked terrifyingly good here in this game 1 of the Grand Finals. Back over to you guys on the panel.
Thank you very much, OD Pixel and Fox. Yes, Tundra executing psychological warfare here in game 1. They let the Lesh through, and they destroy it, and you saw Secret just walking off. That felt a little bit heads low. This is probably one of the most devastating first matches we've had at the Grand Finals at International.
And it looked really good at the start. In some ways,
I mean, they had 5 heroes.
Like, they did have 5 heroes. I mean, one of the plays that I was most excited for that game was when they came in and ganked, and they managed to kill 9 on his Tusk. And in anticipation of his respawn, they thought he was going to move somewhere, so they smoked Zayats and Nisha to top lane, where they then do a counter gank on 9's respawn TP. And that was like, I was like, that's so cool. Like, they're really shutting down 9's Tusk this game. Like, Nisha's just following him around the map.
そうだ、パッチの一番パッチの運用に全然うまくいってなかったよな。
Trust me, I've been in games like this, not at the international, but this is a lot of what my MMR matches look like, and yeah, but you know, I still play more.
Cheap, Tigav, they've been given Lesh, they've been given Pudge, and this Naga is still not counterable. In the last series, they've been given Magnus, Monkey King. Like, you've been given these Empower heroes. Ember, I believe, was in that one as well. Like, you have just so much AoE damage to deal with these illusions. It just does not work. Lesh, however, they They proved it here, right? It can be countered.
It can be countered. And I think right now for Secret after this first game, it's
Tundra
like
Tundra.
they are this team that when they get into a hold it against you. Like this lineup from Secret, if you get out ahead in the laning phase, sure you have the AoE damage from a part of the left, right, you can deal with the Naga Siren. But when you lose your early game, and Tundra is the best team in the world at just choking out, playing aggressive, not allowing you to cross the river, make any plays. And on top of that, 33, I know we kind of touched on it lightly, his itemization, he's identified the fact that if he gets a pipe, a raid pack, a Mage Slayer, I think Knoxville tweeted out like the 5th time a Tidehunter has ever picked up Mage Slayer on this hero. Like, he can just stand up front. So now in Secret, if they find the Tide, you can't kill him. If you then find anyone else, you're going to get a Naga song. Like, it was just exceptional gameplay from them.
チーム中で一番稼いで、1番とか2番ぐらいに稼いでほしかったけど、なんかエニグマ3ポジションサウス3のエニグマと同じぐらいしか稼げてなかった時があったから、結局はどうなんだろうな。エリアが取れてなかったのかな。
They had beaten Thunder Awaken twice in a row with the Leshrac. They were one of the best Leshrac teams in the tournament, but this game here is the first loss for Nisha on Leshrac, going now 4-1. Don't forget Tundra, they've not played any Leshrac at TI so far. They've not even touched it. They played it 6 months ago. So for Tundra to come into this grand finals, to give Secret one of their best heroes, potentially Tundra, it could slip into their hero pool throughout this grand finals.
Isn't there another team at TI that didn't play Lash?
Yeah, back in the day, CDEC, they did not play Leshrac, and it cost them a TI win. It was pretty devastating, but looks like it's going to be the complete opposite story here.
It was also a very broken hero back in the day.
Yeah.
And it still is quite a broken hero. And luckily, Nine has played some Leshrac this week. He played 3 pub games on it. So this strategy from Tundra, give Secret Leshrac, beat them with the Leshrac, never play it at all. It could set up for some mind games going into game 2, maybe game 3. That Tundra surprises Secret with a, haha, we actually do play it type strategy. But maybe I'm kind of getting carried away there.
Well, it didn't work out in game 1. But do you think, Tundra, we talked about their map control. You know, they had really good vision. They strangle at the map. But one of the other things is this counter to the track as well. The fact that every single person you want to kill is just so hard, and they have backup because you don't want to be chasing a Mirana. Hoodwink, you know, gets into the tree line. You don't want to open up on the tide. So it seems like they're not only masters of the map, they're really masters of control. And Leshrac needs to go deep into the fights. And so what do you do? Get a blink?
Yeah, like Lich. Lich got himself a blink, why not Lash as well? Like blink on Leshrac is actually not that bad, it can happen later on in the game. They had different problems though. Like the initiation needed to happen after Ravage, post-Ravage. That puts a lot of pressure on Rezo. Like you could see so many black holes that are targeted well. He catches a couple of heroes, but those heroes already pop the BKBs because he cannot wait. He knows that if he waits, the Ravage is there, his teammates are already dying. Leshrac, so many times he goes in, and he's the sole hero that's hitting the raid back.
Tough, tough. But of course, Team Secret will take a moment backstage. They're going to have a little bit of time to kind of regroup and pick up their heads. But we did hear from Team Secret earlier as Avo sat down with them before the grand finals.
Welcome, Team Secret, to the round table. Are you guys ready for the grand final?
I'm ready. Nisha was the first one that answered. It's good, you know. Like, why everybody looking at me for?
Let's get started with the questions. A lot of teams, they talk about how losing makes them stronger because they get to learn about their weaknesses, you know, when a team figures them out. Are you guys worried that they're going to just figure you out at the right moment and then it'll be too late to learn from it?
Yeah, Nish?
Yes.
I'm worried. I'm actually worried. I mean, in Secret, if you lose with one hero, you're not picking it again. That's the law. So it might be rough.
Come on. Don't ruin the hero.
Removed from the pool.
Do you feel like the underdog to a degree?
We are underdogs. Okay. There's no question about it.
Okay. Let's talk about the addition of Rezo to the team. You guys have been playing together as a duo for a while, haven't you?
Since the VP times, yeah. We were together in VP, we were together in the Hellraisers, now here.
Raise some hell.
Is it true that you guys were like marketing yourself as a duo when you guys were both looking for a team? Like you were looking to lane together?
Yeah, I literally made that tweet that the best duo offlane was looking for a team.
And it worked?
Not a single request was from that tweet. Nobody reached out. They're like, yeah, whatever. Who are these guys?
I mean, I think it's both the view on the game that we are sharing and outside of the game. Like we share a lot of life understanding, you know, some certain things, and it's like very easy to talk to. So it just kind of like was a very obvious way for us to go from that point on.
Is it true that you guys speak Russian to each other in the lane during the game?
Yes. It is.
So half the team speaks English to each other and the other half speaks Russian?
Yeah, it's just the laning. Yeah.
Oh, just the laning.
But like sometimes we are switching lanes, so I'm laning with the Clement and we like kind of break the rules, you know.
I'm playing with Remco and speaking English also.
Yeah.
So when you do things, you do what's comfortable, right? It doesn't bother us that they're speaking Russian. To be fair, it's even like a benefit, because we can zone out of it.
Yeah.
Not me, I actually hear it. But like for Remco's sake and stuff like that, like he doesn't even like hear anything what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, he also has problems. He also understands what's going on, kind of.
He's not hearing anybody.
So to be fair, only Remco doesn't understand what's going on. We're all here, and we kind of get it. You know?
Let's talk about Crystallis as well. Remco, yeah?
Remco, yeah.
Yeah. You guys have both previously stated how he's a wild stallion, and you had to break him a little bit in the beginning.
Wild stallion, what?
I think I
had no idea.
Okay, not that kind of wild stallion. He's his own person, Puppy. You talked about that.
Yeah,
yes. Sorry, maybe I went a little bit too poetic.
At Riyadh or?
Yeah, it was a Riyadh.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, how's the relationship evolved going towards TI?
No, I mean it's still the same. I don't think much has changed at all. It's still a bit of goofing. We click. It just kind of works. Yeah. I'm usually a bit more of a clown, I guess, at times. Well, you know, whatever.
I mean, I could tell you a billion Remco stories.
What does it mean to you to be able to play in the grand finals?
I get a chance to fulfill my dreams and my goals. To me, TI is always like a celebration. Like I just completely enjoy all my days here, like including the finals or not. You know, I'm just happy to be playing the high level of Dota.
Puppy, you've been to 3 TI grand finals. What advice would you give your fellow teammates?
My advice has always been there every day, and it doesn't matter if you're playing first match of TI or last match of TI. It's the same thing, you know?
Just play the game of Dota that you're playing for how many, 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, whatever. But just play the game and do your best and be in the moment, be in the present moment. Just give it your best.
Are you excited to play in front of a crowd? Does it add to the experience to you?
When they start chanting like some names of the team, usually the enemy team, it's fun. It gets better. You know?
The enemy team. At least a crowd cheer for
It gives me energy, you know, to prove them wrong, kind of.
Okay.
But it's fun, I guess. Yeah.
Crowds are awesome, and especially if they do some awesome things in there, like I don't know, remember like that Enigma doing the black hole that was happening in Benaroya Hall back in, I don't know, 2nd TI, I think. The crowd brings a lot of good energy.
You always feel it, like, you know, even if you're completely zoned in the game, you still feel the, I don't know, sounds, even like vibrations on the ground and stuff. You know, all of the people are watching, and not only on stream, like, you know, thousands on stream, but here, literally here, and it's a very different experience.
I like to enjoy crowd because I like to scream at enemies when I'm killing them. Because after the scream, I can cool down. It's much easier. That's why I like crowd, because they're screaming. I'm like, oh, hello, and we go next.
Thank you, Team Secret, for talking to me. Thank you for sharing your thoughts.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, it was a pleasure. Let's go.
That's the way to go.
Welcome back to the panel. Yes, I was a bit concerned for Secret coming off of game 1, of course, and how they kind of looked, but actually kind of seeing that video feel really wholesome. I think like this is a team that actually get on so well and could definitely come back. And the talks of the crowd being amazing and how Zayat wants him, and Singapore has been amazing this tournament. But any takeaways from the interview?
We heard more words from Nisha in that one interview than we did in the entirety of the DPC season. So I think that was the best content piece that I've watched from Secret.
I know, right? Doing my research for TI, I was just like, Nisha, There's nothing. Moving on.
What was his comment? It was in secret, if we lose with a hero, we don't pick it again.
Yeah.
So that whole Leshrac piece that we did earlier, you can just ignore this kind of Leshrac
That's also
piece.
very interesting because that's not usually how Secret was, how Puppy is. Like if you remember back in the day, he was known as that stubborn captain. If he picks a hero, he's gonna stick with it no matter what. If he thinks that it's
I remember actually talking to Dendi, and he was like, I play what Puppy tells me to, you know, even if I don't think, you know, it's okay, Puppy says, I have to do. But let's check in as we wait for the second game to get ready. Let's check into the arena with Slacks.
Yes, hello. Hello. We are still here in the crowd for Grand Finals Day. We still awake, crowd? Oh, fantastic. Now, I do have a very rare opportunity. These were the first things that sold out at the secret shop. These are the oh my God, don't show that. Valve promos. Very rare. We're gonna give these away in a little trivia contest. Now, people get a little nervous in front of the camera, so we're gonna do what I like to call crowd trivia. It's basically trivia for Dumbos. Now, I'm not gonna say that, but all right, anyway, very easy trivia. Anybody in here a large? A large? Anybody a large? All right. Hello, sir. What is your name?
Tom.
Tom. What's your gamer tag?
My gamer tag?
Yeah.
So here we go.
That's Papa Virgin.
Call me Papa.
All right. Well, that ain't changing anytime soon. Trivia question for you, my friend. All right. This is very hard. What team is Heen associated with?
Oh God, that's a tough one.
Don't know. What?
Secret.
Secret. That's not Team Secret. There you go. One loud shirt. There you go. Here. We got a medium. Now this man helped me corral some fans earlier, so get your butt over here. This is practice content. All right. This is tough. How do you spell Leshrac?
Leshrac.
I actually don't know how to spell Leshrac, so here you go. Enjoy. Thank you. All right, small. Hello, sir. You look trustworthy. How are you doing?
I am doing very good.
Fantastic. All right, sir. I haven't really thought of a question. Okay. Who's your favorite caster, OD or Fog? Now, there is a correct answer. They're right there next to us. OD or Fog?
There's only one, sir. Fog!
Wow, that's great. Unfortunately, incorrect, though. So we'll have to go to another. No, I'm just kidding. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. And everybody here, by the way, these are the primo seats, right behind the casters, right when everybody walks out. These were the guys that came in first. Don't give it up! And yes, we're still quite awake over here, so we'll pass it back to you guys. Keep doing your panel thing, all right? You guys give it up.
Thank you, Slacks, as he rejoins the crowd to cause more carnage. Have you seen OD Pixel Cast, by the way? It's one of the best things, because those are the primo seats, as Slacks called it, but he is so animated, and Fog just kind of stands there.
It's all the hand movements. It's really feeling and like part of the game.
It's really good that they're standing behind OD. If it was Cap, someone might get wet as well, you know.
That's true.
This could happen. Yes, so we're going to be getting the players out for game number 2, Secret versus Tundra. And still, the storyline is Tundra dominating game 1. And Sheets to kind of talk about, you know, really how they put down the, not only just their opponents, but put down the lock on the map. What were they doing, Tundra?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I really liked how they utilized their Fat Tide. They brought him away from the bot lane when around 14 minutes when he finished his Wraith Pact and used his Ravage to kill the Leshrac, and this opened up the mid tower for them. And they were able to get a deep ward in the enemy's triangle during this move, which is like, it's very valuable, because then they move into the bot side of the map, and they know how much they can poke and dive this tier 2 tower given the information they're getting from their vision. And by combining this with having 2 high damage supports in the Mirana and Hoodwink, it meant that they were able to assassinate and kill people without even the help of their cores. So they're just constantly applying pressure and kill threat to Secret all the time.
That pressure is constantly enabled by the Naga as well. Those pesky illusions like Rezo, that wasn't a game for him. Why? Because there's always one pesky illusion following him around, breaking his blink dagger, hitting him. Like, by the time he gets rid of the illusion, the teamfight is already kinda over. And Mirana plus Naga, like this combo, it needs to be dealt with.
Yeah, the position 5 Mirana, it's only Tundra doing it, and it's the fact that in all of their drafts as well, they've got the Brood or a Spirit Breaker, the Enigma, like they've always got an element of just map pressure that other teams haven't been able to kind of replicate in their games. And yeah, this is why Secret in this gap, or this break at least from game 1, they need to identify how do we want to prevent Tundra having that map pressure.
Well, we'll have to see as we're going to be getting ready for game 2. As you can see, the teams have now joined us on stage. And of course, we talked a little bit about Tundra, just how they're locking down the map. It really seems like they figured their opponent out, at least in terms of game 1. And actually, we're going to hear from Tundra about their opponents, Team Secret.
I think Team Secret is a very formidable opponent because I think they've defined their roles for each other very well, and they know exactly what to expect from each other. I mean, obviously they have Puppy, so like it kind of goes without saying, honestly. It doesn't need to be explained. And by this point, it's also for Nisha as well. It's just such an amazing player. If you were just to think of each of their player, not even looking at any particular game, you kind of have an idea of what each hero will play. Nisha will generally play like a very high damage hero, and then Crystallis will either be some sort of utility or counter pick for the lane, and same thing with the Resolution. They know their lane matchups very well. It's like they play these stupid combos that you feel like the lane shouldn't be strong, but then they know something about it a bit more than you do, or like the synergy is a bit better, that they manage to win these lanes, and like suddenly like they have very good synergy in the game.
The last time we played them in a group stage where we two-0'd them, I think they messed up their drafts in both of their games, so I don't think we actually got to play the real Secret.
Like going into this match against them, I think we are kind of on even grounds. Like both of us have kind of, since that match, both of us have kind of gone through a win streak. Yeah, I think we are on even footing, and just excited to see how the game will play out.
Really interesting there that Tundra, despite, I feel, a lot of fan favorites, people, I would say pros favorites actually. I would say maybe Secret could be fan favorites, but Tundra could be the pros favorites because we heard from Seb and Notel earlier, and they kind of picked Tundra to go forward, but they're actually saying in the interview there that they feel that they're on even ground.
They're just being humble, not the pro players. Like, very rarely do you hear someone say, yeah, I'm gonna own you, I'm much better. Like, we have a couple of those, but not too many. However, Tundra, I believe they shouldn't be as humble. The way that they're playing, it's magical.
Well, you've heard from us, and soon we'll hear from the casters, because we're ready to go into game number 2 of the Grand Finals.
Secret's turn to ban.
Team Secret versus Tundra Esports. Grand Finals, Game 2.
Thank you very much, James. And yes, we're absolutely ready here in Singapore for Game 2 between Secret and Tundra. Once again, joined by Seb, Notel, and Fox here for the draft. I mean, first off, boys, that Game 1, a pretty severe stomp, for the most part there from Tundra. What would you say you sort of put that down to overall, and what do you expect to see change coming into maybe this Game 2 draft? Because it's Secret, we've seen from them, they've got so much more to offer than this.
Tundra has a system, and I think, I'm going to try to break it down quickly before the draft develops too much, but it's about the map. It's about Neta pressuring one side of the map with his heroes, the Wraithpack Tide, the Visage, the Brood, the Beastmasters, and Skitter doing the same thing on the other side of the map. He does not leave his jungle, he does not leave the safe lane for as long as he can, and he collects information. And only certain heroes can do that. Naga, one of the best in the game. Slark, Nighttime, Night Vision, really hard to go on this hero also. Nakes with Rage in a good Life Stealer game. And then the 3 other heroes are very fast-paced heroes, the Miranas, the Tinies, the Tuskars, the Pangoliers, that are gonna strike kind of left and right on the map depending on the enemy's movement. And that's how they kind of win the economy game, hit timings, and then close the game. So I think you really have to respect that and either, hurt their system or, find a way to counter it. I hope that Secret will adapt and really try to counter what Tundra does on the map a little bit more that game, so that they get an even footing, because they're great players too, and they can definitely beat them if on fair ground.
Absolutely. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This Game 2 draft off to a start, and no surprises so far.
I mean, I think it's a lot about the second phase bans. They do choose, the first phase, they could have chosen to go against either the Brood or the Doom. I also agree with Seb that you could probably, sooner rather than later, choose to change your target a bit. I think Skitter heroes are very important for them. This Slark, this Ursa, the CK, I don't think does nearly the same that a Naga does. Naga has been, the Naga games that they've had, it seems unstoppable. It seems like it's not fun to play against. and it's not like they first phased it, but I think the second phase bans were very wasted in all the games, more or less, that they played each other. And I think, yeah, they have to find the right ones.
Like, little bit of pivot this time from Tundra, right? No Mirana, but they do get given the Marcy and the Visage. I mean, this combo is absurd. Side-kicked birds even later on. The lane is also ridiculous. And they have a lot of different combos. I've seen Tundra do stuff like this where you're now forced to maybe ban some heroes you don't want to. I've seen them do like this Luna Visage even at times that can sometimes just, yeah, you have to waste a ban because you just don't want to play versus something like that.
It's very strong, and Marcy is also denied pick, right? I think Marcy is one of the heroes that Tundra refuses to play against when it comes to Secret's playbook because they're so good at using it on lanes. I feel like Secret has one tool that can really cripple Tundra. It's the laning phase. They're very strong in the lanes. They execute. I mean, Neta even talked about it in the interview where he said that they respect a lot their laning and how much they're willing to push these lanes. And Marcy is one of the best heroes for that. So I think obviously Tundra would have been happy with the Mirana first phase, but they're like, yeah, we're gonna take the Marcy away.
I feel it's almost a shame. Like we saw the Monkey versus the Broodmother in one of the games. Like they completely annihilated like the laning phase in that game. I think it was all 3 lanes that were going super well for them. And I want to say they could have done the same, you know, like don't waste a ban on the Broodmother, get your Dawnbreaker, stay within your comfort, like get the Monkey. I mean, the Monkey's banned, so it might have something to do with it.
So we're back to the Tundra system, you know, you're gonna have, you have to see how it's gonna develop. This Visage is gonna buy Wraith back, he's gonna take the tier 1 tower, he's gonna live in Secret Jungle, and the Marcy plus the 9 hero and the other support are gonna be missing. They're gonna be in the fog of war, and they're gonna make Secret, you know, think twice about shoving this Visage away from his area. And on the other side of the map, you're gonna have Skitter doing the same thing with a Wraith King, or, you know, he probably would have loved the Naga, no, Naga's out. And I really want Secret to try to target these heroes that can achieve that map dominance and force him into a more casual Ursa game, or, you know, these heroes that really cannot apply as much pressure on the map.
And also the Visage, I mean, that was the one they lost to, right? I also think it's now Tundra 1 game up, and it's the Mirana ban.
It's quite interesting, I think, the Nyx ban, because we haven't mentioned it in game 1, but Tundra lost to Secret where they had Nyx. And Nyx is one of the better heroes at disrupting map movement, right? At finding information himself or finding pickoffs and getting. And, you know, Tundra came into this grand final saying, you know what, actually this Nyx is more annoying than the king of your heroes that has been Leshrac so far.
Yeah.
So it kind of says a lot about what's going on, you know, Dota-wise.
I like that point a lot, too, because a lot of times you can see the Nyx and it's like, oh, he has, like, Carapace is excellent this game, there's all this, but it's actually the scouting, right?
Yes,
it's actually so much about getting the information.
Finding out if Neta is alone or if Skitter's alone, and, like, being able to just get that quick pickoff.
Yeah. And now we see, like, even, like, the Beastmaster ban, right? A similar thing they were talking about. It's controlling the map, trying to read things, so really interesting bans coming out from Tundra.
Yeah. I like the Secret bans much more this time around the second phase, you know? Like, the first phase is something else, but they're committing to a certain strategy, but the Naga's out, the Mirana's out. The amount of map tools that they get are getting very, very limited already, much more than in game 1.
I want to see the Dawnbreaker come out for Secret. I mean, I think that would be a really strong pick. It can crush the Visage.
Yes. If you look at what Secret did there was a game when they had this next Dawnbreaker silencer, and I felt like it gives them really strong lanes, so they can kind of beat Tundra at that game. And if they transition into the mid game, they have these global tools that even if Tundra kind of pulls off this outmaneuvering on the map, you have these global tools that are gonna allow you to, you know, even it out. You get the global silence, you get the Dawnbreaker ulti, and I thought it was an interesting approach. Definitely heroes I would like to see Secret look at.
Yeah, and we also get Secret as second pick for the. I mean, they won't get the choice in game 3 and in game 5, but now we're going to be able to see how strong the second pick is going to be for them. I think the flex pick again from the Dawn, or finding a hero that can, you know, add this global presence, break this map, but still remain, like, have some things remain flex, like the Leshrac Resolution can play it, and they can keep this till the end. But yeah, I think the second phase bans this time around much better from Secret.
Yeah, I like the Luna. That was when I was.
yeah, exactly. Like, I think this is thought through. I think the Mirana also, they would have gone for snaking. I think the Naga is a must ban for the rest of the series in second phase, unless they come up with the ultimate way to deal with it.
Yeah, Luna Visage, very strong combo. I mean, we've played Tundra in TI10 qualifiers, and they were doing this Luna Manta night vision abuse. So it's definitely a hero that they can use a little bit like a Naga. You know, constantly sending the Manta illusions, shoving the waves, sending them also to scout, because Skitter is one of the players that not only farms with Manta, he actually uses it as a scouting tool to increase his map presence.
And as we were talking about with the Naga, like how he was using the illusions instead of just going camp to camp to camp. He's cutting the wave, even though it's not efficient. He's getting a little bit more info, especially during nighttime. I mean, they had full vision the whole night.
Yeah.
Sometimes even just suiciding illusions, just literally to get any type of information.
Yep.
And you know, theoretically, there are 2 ways to deal with Tundra's, like, kind of split push style. The CK is one of the heroes that they really enjoy doing that with. Okay, they go for the Phoenix into Chen. It's a great Phoenix game.
When do they play the Phoenix? I want to say it's only with Visage they've played it.
think I only saw them play it once, if even that. I don't even know if I saw them play it here.
They played it. I've seen Snaking play Phoenix once this tournament, I want to say. I'm pretty sure.
So basically, I think Secret, you have two approaches. When you play against this split push heavy kind of style, you either match what they want to do, or you group up and ball up and try to force them into a 5 versus 5 fight at a pace that they don't really want to get into. And I feel like Chen Lesh is a perfect lineup to push the issue before Tundra kind of gets online with their heroes. You know, think about the Leshrac Bloodstone and the mech timing. It's going to be very close. These heroes play together really well. Chen is going to bring a ton of armor and a ton of buffs on this Leshrac that are going to kind of help him live through the Tundra burst. And maybe they can just snowball the game, because usually Tundra don't really look at these early timings, and they hope that they get to, get away with their map stuff like they did game 1.
If you force this Visage and the CK to fight before they get the shard on Visage and the BKB on CK, they might just run into, a Leshrac and easily solo kill them. The Phoenix pick, I thought he played this tournament, but I don't see it. I think this is his first Phoenix so far at TI, and it's a classic hero versus Tusk, it's a classic hero versus Chen, and it's super good with the Visage. So I mean, we've seen him play it before. I think it's very cool to see something, be busted out of the finals. It also makes a statement.
We're seeing a very different approach from Secret this game.
Very different.
Remember Chen Bristleback? Remember some Chen Bristle?
Yep.
At TI9?
Yep. I think this is a statement. It's like, you know what, this map stuff that you're forcing us to deal with, you're gonna have to play our game now. And it's gonna be a game of Leshrac, Chen, Bristol grouping up, going for early objectives, maybe even going high ground early. And it's like, have you thought about that happening to you?
You think Kuro's watching?
Hopefully he is.
I think inner Kuro right now is like push the base, push the base.
It lets them set the tempo even better, because last game they kind of wanted to, but their heroes didn't have to, especially after lanes, like things just crumbled. This one, it's, like you mentioned. They're going to be able to force them into Roche, force them to fights around towers.
Counter the Visage as well, Bristleback, like both on the lane, but also in the game. I also think he doesn't care at all, the CK and the Phoenix early on. I mean, later on it starts changing a bit. I really like Secret's approach so far.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I feel like, Dota theory-wise, they have a much better shot this game than the last one, in my opinion. And I feel like there's a lot of pressure on the 9 hero, because he needs to be the one buying time for House Kidder.
He doesn't get last
33 pick. And he doesn't get last pick.
10 seconds
he needs to enable his side laners this game.
So do you pick against the Lesh, or do you pick...
you actually don't know.
You don't know.
Playing Lesh.
It could be Tusk Lesh. It's easy setup. I think it's quite laneable into the CK Phoenix, if it's going to be CK Phoenix, which I think it will be.
It's tricky. It's very tricky, actually.
Tundra's tended to not really prioritize, like, counteracting like that matchup, though, right? Like, we've seen, like, Liquid's approach to the Lesh, they pick, like, the lean a lot of times. 9 usually just sticks with his style.
Well, but still, 9 has his counter picks. Like, when he saw Secret pick Pangolier, he went for Lizard Man, I forget the name.
Primal Beast.
Primal Beast. And I think he will take his opportunity to counterpick when he can. Like, he really wants, when he saw the Lesh before, they picked the Tusk, knowing that most likely I can get this matchup, and that's the one he likes, So now he has to pick blind, and I think Nisha might have an opening to really, really punish if he chooses.
Let's see what he's going to look at. I mean, we are getting a Puppy Chen in TI finals, which I think is very exciting, by the way. Like, I love it when both teams are getting their bread and butter, because this is where you're going to get kind of the finest Dota out there.
Play Dota for 20 years, and you just pick your favorite hero, the one you want to play.
Puppy Chen in TI finals. What else do you want to watch,
That's what he also picked the Chen out. How many times versus Alliance?
Probably many times, yeah.
I mean, there was, I'm trying to remember the drafts for all 5 games.
10 years later, back at it. And what do they go for? Arc Warden. Okay, that is
very
interesting.
That's quite the pick.
Yeah.
Quite different.
But look, I think Nisha's going to find something, don't you? I don't think he's going to accept the Leshrac mid versus this. No. I think he's going to choose a hero versus the Arc Warden. What's left? I mean, Pangolier is out. Batrider got banned, so they were already setting up for it. Is this 9's first Arc?
Arc Warden is very nice with the Tundra's heroes. It's very nice with their playstyle. It plays a lot like a Naga. It's a hero that's hard to deal with, that can open areas safely, get information. It's an amazing pick for Tundra's lineup. It's good against Lash, but I feel like Secret's lineup is one of the lineup that can make an Arc very scary, right? Like very scared, I mean.
But this is not a typical 9 hero, like whatsoever. Like maybe it's similar a bit to the OD, who doesn't rotate very much, but almost every 9 hero likes to rotate. Like there's Zeus and there's some other ones. Okay, Morphling.
Morphling.
Yeah, here we go.
Morphling mid most likely into the Arc. Probably expected it to be a pretty good matchup. There it is, and it's going to be a Rezo Leshrac. And they're just kind of sacking this Leshrac a little bit. And because, it's a rough matchup. Leshrac mid against Arc is not fun by any means.
But last time he played it, he ended up with Blink, Bloodstone, Hex very early on in the game. And I think if he gets the same type of snowball or the same type of game, I think it's going to look incredible. You close the gap versus the versus the Arc, you don't care about the Visage, like you can also blow him up. I don't know. I like Secret's approach here. I really like it, and I think 9 might regret, you know, not having stayed for a more active hero. But let's see. I don't think anybody's going to help the Visage this game.
No, it's yeah. I mean, I feel Tundra's Dota. I think it's extremely powerful, but this is probably the first game, the game where I feel the most that they can be very challenged. Yeah, and they can be crippled. Yeah.
What do you sort of reckon, Fox? You know, Nisha Morph, it's popped off before. Is this a game where we can expect to see Nisha get to a level where he's going to be having the potential to 1v5 in these team fights?
He's got good scaling. They got good ways to force team fights. It looks pretty strong.
Yeah. I mean, I've said it before also in the last game. I think they do want to keep the ball rolling, Secret, and if they don't, I mean, Tundra's going to run away with it again, and they're going to get to play the map, and it's going to be a very painful slow death for Secret. Yeah, I mean, I think the ball is in Secret's court. They really have to score.
Nisha Morph is incredible. Like, he's one of the best morphs out there. He hasn't gotten to play it as much lately, but I think everybody that ever got to face his morph still remembers. He is an incredible morph player. He can make wonders in this game.
Let's have a look. We'll find out soon. Surely we'll be able to pop over to Coach, but before we lose your kind of final word, Seb, Secret, how do they bring us back from that loss in game 1?
Tempo. Play their heroes to their strength. You know, it's a Bristleback, a Leshrac, a Chen.
Thank you very much, Seb. Over to Slacks now.
Hello, thank you so much, Owen. I am here with Heen from Team Secret. Heen, rough game 1 as we saw, but what's the strategy here? Just give it to me straight. You know, when in doubt, Chen it out, or what are you guys going for?
No, it's just we want to be able to force objectives because it's been very hard to force fights or like catch them. So we're figuring with Chen, our ball is stronger and faster, and we won't get as frustrated trying to catch them or anything.
All right, well, thank you. Very informative. Appreciate it. Do you remember what Arc Warden does? It's been a while. Do you feel like you got enough counters to that, and you're going to be okay with that last pick Morphling?
I mean, we played against Arc Warden a few times in scrims and maybe even matches. But so, yeah, it was not a complete surprise pick. Hopefully you're ready. I mean, game 1 didn't quite go as we envisioned, so.
All right, well, you know what? We are ready to see this thing go all the way. So, ladies and gentlemen, can you please give it up for this man? Give us some energy. And please give it up to our wonderful casters who will bring us in to game number 2.
Thank you very much, Slacks. Yes, we're ready to go here with game 2, Secret versus Tundra. Let's see if Secret are able to fare a little bit better, because that game 1, it was a rough one. Tundra coming out all guns blazing and being able to take that first map against Secret. I mean, overall, we did hear, of course, towards the end of the game, you know, Secret, they were able to keep spirits high. We had a lot of positivity from the comms. Sure. Exactly what you need right after, towards the end of a very rough start to the grand finals.
Yeah, and I like the big pivot that they made this game. Rather than looking to chase heroes around, looking to try to catch Tundra, which seems to be one of the biggest problems for most teams this tournament. They're the ones who is going to be forcing the issue and forcing Tundra to kind of react to them. So let's see if that works. We see right away, Tundra, they go for this level 1 smoke play. Incredibly strong level 1 with the Marcy, with the CK stun to chase heroes. But we see the Secret prepared. They had this early ward placed on top of their outpost to see immediately when smoke broke. So prepared for that early game.
And we'll see how well, you know, Secret can deal with some of the more different heroes that Tundra are bringing into the fray this time. You know, eyes are going to be on 9, see how much he can do.
Oh, that is annoying.
He's going to be able to get a bit of damage down to Crystallis as he tries to get towards his lane.
He knows he has no risk. He's playing versus Chen in the lane, so you can easily go for these type of pressure plays, give 33 that first few creeps advantage.
I mean, so this mid matchup as well. You know, we're seeing 2 sort of greedy heroes here that have potential to really become the carries for both teams. The Morphling versus the Arc Warden. Anything exciting to come out of the laning stage? Is just going to be a trade and farm, or do one of these heroes have to be more careful than the other in this matchup?
Probably a trade and farm, maybe 9 slightly ahead if anything, but no, I'd say mostly just a trade. We've seen Nisha and just Morphlings in general. With the new skill build that you can go, you know, you only have to put 2 points in attribute shift. You're able to prioritize having more points in adaptive and waveform. You're able to secure CS constantly, so I'd imagine Nisha does do just fine. Looking at top, this is probably the more exciting lane, I would imagine, to look at. The shards, the stun, Lesh, constant kill threats onto the Phoenix, maybe even onto CK.
Bottom lane. Those sprays are stacking up, but damage from Saxon 33. It's enough to burst through Crystallis and take him out. She's going to even give a bit of a chase down onto Poppy.
He might go down too.
Finish him off as well. Saxon will be ready to dive in under the tower. It's the lane starting off with a double kill for 33. That's not something you want to see if you're Secret.
This is just the Tundra off-lane special, right? I mean, this is always what they do. Somehow they're able to just always know how to apply so much pressure. And with this death, Soxa comes back, 6 tangos, a salve, 33. You see the items. They do this almost every time on the Visage. Tries to start with no regen, just tries to get mangoes and stats. So they can just keep doing this. I think Crystal is
so much damage. He comes back into the lane and he's pretty much immediately down to a third of his HP. Top lane as well, we're seeing Resolution. He's getting zoned back, Snaking able to take down Zayas' courier. Get the shards down, but dives at the ready.
The first few levels are incredibly impressive from this Marcian Visage. This is one of their bread and butters. Puppy will start to attempt some stabilization with the lane, get the pullback. See what creeps he's able to get to kind of dissuade this damage that's going to be coming out. He gets a pretty good one. It's a good one to at least harass them back, kind of stop their aggression.
See how soon they're able to get to a point where Chrysalis is, I feel, a bit more confident to step up the creep waves. It's not easy. Off to the side, Saxa.
They'll get the creep.
That looks to take down the creep.
They know how strong that creep can be. Good choice to kind of go for it there. And this is a great lane for the Visage where it's like, yeah, the Bristle, you know, as the panel, as Seb and Noto were talking about, you know, you do counter this hero in a way as the game progresses, and even in lane sometimes, but also you have infinite mana, right? Visage is just always able to just bash out those spells constantly onto a Crystallis' Bristle.
See there, of course, Puppy quite able to take the small camp back before the respawn. Saxa ensure that ever more tougher and tougher for Secret to gain momentum and control of the creep waves down in this bottom lane. 33 is able to hold it in a fantastic position.
Good position and tons of regen, so they can always go for this harassment. Crystallis, I believe he's got his ring. Yeah, he's got it on the courier, so we'll have some sustain. But his stats overall will be a bit low because it's going to take a very long time for that to come out. So could still look to apply pressure onto him there.
He has got both his spells on cooldown at the moment, so Secret I'll look to choose this time to strike. Skinner drags back Zayas though. We'll ensure that that last right click required to take Snaking down won't be allowed to be there.
Still holding the Fairy Fire as well too. He's just kind of baiting them a little bit if they did try to commit. So far looking at the mid lane, yeah, Nisha, he's doing just fine. He's actually on 3-1-1 skill build, okay. Not really feeling like he needs to go for any attribute shift at all versus an Arc Warden, only at 1 point.
And on this bottom lane, Puppy in particular has to be very careful. I mean, Chrysalis as well, honestly. With a sidekick, with the rebound, full sprays are stacking up. At this stage, with the lead that they've already managed to get against the Bristle, it very much seems that Marcy and Visage, they can kill that Bristle before the quill sprays become too much and he starts killing them. They know exactly when to push it, and they know that they can get away with it.
It's just like last time, right? When they have this Tide plus this Hoodwink versus that Pudge. This time it's Visage with Marcy. Heavy physical damage, Blades of Attack again on 33. Same build he's gonna go as last time. Not the phase boots, but of course just Wraith Pact, high damage.
I mean, how do you sort of recover from the state of this bottom lane? And it feels like one more death from Crystallis down here, and it's going to be very, very difficult to bring this lane back in Secret's favor.
I like that he bought the raindrop. I think that's a good, at least, attempt to be able to, you can get a trade kill probably with those quills that we saw Soxa drop low. Just any type of small stats, any type of small survivability will help. His ring, he's still sitting behind the tower. He actually hasn't brought it out to himself. He will in a second.
I think the scary thing as well, of course, is from Saxa, you know, having a good start down bottom with the levels that he's going to be getting in on him. You know, the other lanes, they've got to be prepared as well, right? The perfect hero Marcy to have high impact at any part of the map that happens around these tier 1 towers early. They've got to be prepared for Saxa to turn up and turn things around, just like he was doing in game 1 as in Hoodwink. Bottom lane. Another jump over towards Puppy. Puppy and Chrysalis try and stand their ground, but Puppy goes down. Chrysalis might have a chance to chase Saxa out this time, as Saxa, has he got any further options of getting away? He doesn't, so Chrysalis finally finding a bit of action going in his direction.
Honestly, maybe that's the way you have to do it. Just Puppy has to sacrifice himself. He has to be the one to just soak those soul assumptions for Bristleback to just get this type of trade, because otherwise, yeah, definitely seeing a bit of promise. But Crystallis, once he has Vanguard, he'll be able to at least stay down here a lot easier, and he's getting pretty close to it.
As we can see now, despite sort of the deaths that have occurred down on that bottom lane, Crystallis, he's pretty much keeping straight even with the farm that Skeeter, you know, carrying for Tundra on the other side. The map is getting as well.
Yeah, pretty much Vanguard is going to be done, so should be a lot safer. And Puppy, he's going to start getting some levels, so he's going to be able to actually protect Crystallis. We see him grab some magic resistance and also just a little bit of extra damage. So that actually will help a lot. That little bit of cloak aura that's going to come out could protect Crystallis enough. Let's see.
Shift Saxon 33 can get away with this, but now with the levels, indeed, at this stage, it very much feels like it's not going to be nearly as easy as it was for Tundra in the early minutes of this lane to take down the Bristle. Chrysalis, whilst there's been a few deaths here and there, he's got through the rough bit, the lane stage.
But Visage level 6 already. That is pretty massive for 33, having it this early on. The flag is going to be up too.
Caught him in the shards. Nisha, he'll look to step over and finish off the kill. He'll get it. Zayas should go down into the spark break. So both mids able to take a kill out of this one.
33's here.
He's turned up with the familiars, ready to chase out Nisha. Nisha's got a fair few one charges.
Only level 1 shift.
Put back up, he can't. The burst is there from 9. It ends up being a double kill for the mid-arc warden.
And they do punish him for having level 1 attribute shift, right? Maxing a waveform, having 2 points in the adaptive. You do see that they're actually able to get that damage come out. And all that is because 33 hits the 6 so fast down bottom.
He's able to come in, and of course the timings that are enabled off the back of that is pretty huge already. The completed Midas out onto 9. Wow. He's able to get this, started very, very early on.
Beautiful.
As he's going to be making the money. There's every reason to believe that unless Secret can make any moves to find this Arc Warden, 9, he's going to start shooting far, far ahead of anyone else in this game with regards to the farm he'll get.
It feels like it could get to these points where maybe the CK pick is kind of this distraction, and this Arc Warden, he's going to try to transition hard into that real carry for his team. Other good thing about the double Midas, as we saw there, you automatically get 2 neutral items. It's actually very nice when you're able to get it this early on 9.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And now they're actually, so look at this, bit of a dynamic change. They're going to put the Visage mid, have him match up versus that Morphling, and they're going to send the Arc Warden for the time being down bottom.
So top lane. Trying to go for snaking. They do connect with the stun.
Nice play.
Secret. They get in and take him down, and will in fact see Tundra sort of bail out from this top lane. Give a chance for Secret to put some pressure on. And likely with the TPs out, probably not going to be an area of the map that Tundra will look to hold on to. I mean, we did see this, of course, last time round as well, right? Game 1, 9 minutes in, Secret, they get this good timing on the tier 1. Snaking will turn back up. See if he's able to do anything on his own. He has to be very cautious. Secret still with 3 members around, looking to pressure on this top lane.
He's just soaking, it looks like. Just trying to soak up any of that bit of experience.
But the fact that this has happened twice now, it very much seems that Tundra, as a team, they sort of make the call to just not put any resources into holding that tower. Just let it go.
They tend to be, that extremely efficient team, as we hear lots of players talk about. Very frustrating to play versus Tundra because they know how to dodge these plays, dodge the aggression, and try to make as little mistakes as possible. Another neutral item, of course. And yeah, giving Soxon now some levels too. So distributing that wealth, top 2 net worth, and the CK Skeeter. He's hero. He jungles just fine. He's going to be able to keep his pace up and probably look to do what he was doing anyway last time, is still look to connect top, use Phantasm just to farm, kind of acting as this pseudo Naga Siren.
Of course, last game, very much saw that Secret, they never really found that chance to sort of get Chrysalis involved. Top lane snaking, out with the dive, doesn't matter. Nisha has got those final few right clicks chasing him down. You get the kill, so things looking good here for Nisha. Despite the quick Midas timing on 9, Nisha very much close behind him in farm.
And he's got this matchup always as he sucks. They actually get on him.
Got anything to rebound out towards? He doesn't. Secret, they hold him in the river. Able to bring it up even now, 6-6. Secret definitely doing a bit of a better job this time round at responding to some of these movements that Tundra's making around the map.
And playing around Nisha, right? With the skill build that he has so much burst potential. He actually has the gap closing potential as well too versus most of these heroes that can sometimes be a bit annoying to get on top of. So far looking to continue to play aggressive around this Morphling.
Definitely seems sort of a bit of a heavier focus around playing around this jungle of Tundra. Just trying to make sure that Skeeter doesn't get nearly as much space as he did last game. Obviously, the difference in dynamic this time is the concern that too much is focused on trying to shut down Skeeter's area. 9 goes uncontested, and it's been quite a few minutes now that 9's been able to sit down here on this bottom lane. He's getting complete free fall.
He's starting to be pretty annoying too. Crystals is caught in an awkward position, eats 2 or 3 of those spark rates.
Smoke up from Secret. I'm going to try and make moves here. And so far, Resolution Sides, they've done a pretty good job at killing off Snaking when they catch him. Skeeter It's going to be a bit of a bigger kill. They're going to go straight in for him.
Close to the tower, though. Let's see.
And it looks like Tundra may have made the call to not sort of throw in any further TPs. I mean, it's not even needed there.
Look at
Tundra, they make the sort of calm response to not react with TPs, knowing that Skeeter's just able to walk that one off.
But with that slight moment of like space at all, you see Puppey rotate toward mid. This is how they want to be playing. They want to be the ones who are dictating that pace, dictating this tower aggression. But we'll be able to claim this one early. Nisha, he's almost got his Dragon Lance also finished up, so very farmed so far on Secret. And they're also, in the meantime, I saw they are starting to stack Ancients a little bit too, so making sure they do have that condition for the Bristleback to continue getting that increased farm. So far, Secret though, infinitely better than that last game.
It's certainly feeling a bit more solid, but I imagine to a sort of a point with regards to the drafts, this is sort of expected, right? This time around, Secret, they gave themselves a bit of a better shot of having this sort of earlier hold, earlier pressure that they're able to apply, and at the same time, you know, the change with 9 playing an arc warden instead of
like a carry.
He's going to react to sort of these moves a little less. So I don't think, you know, Tundra, they're not going to feel too under pressure despite losing some of these early towers. They've gone for a bit of a different approach this time round. And, you know, at the moment, under a 1k gold difference between the two teams. 9, I think he's still very happy.
Yeah, it's a totally different approach, right? The last time they had the Tusk, who's super aggressive, constantly rotating, making plays. Now it's just, it's a full economy game, really. Everyone's just trying to find as much farm as possible until they find this timing. Wraith Pact is done. Looks like now they're trying to speed up a little bit, go for a tower pressure of their own.
They'll take this one for sure. And they'll have no interest in this fight, this defense around this bottom tower.
Secret's maximizing. You see now, as we were mentioning, the stacks. Triple Ancient stack, double hard camp. So Chrysalis will have a bit of enabling coming out of your juicy stacks.
Good farm for Chrysalis. We saw very much in game 1 as the Pudge pretty much held behind the entire time in terms of farm on cores. You can clear these stacks, get on the road towards the Aghanims. That's going to be the point where you can imagine that Secret, they're going to really start stepping things up and get up towards the tier 2 pushes with a Vanguard, Aghanims, Bristle. They're going to want to do as much as they can aggressively with it before 9 suddenly turns up and he has 3 items done.
Very farm-heavy game, though. Showing all 3 lanes. See, the Morphling shows bottom for a second. They show mid, I believe, on Zayats. Even the Lesh top 2. But good ward coverage. So Secret, they know they're safe for the moments. I'm kind of grouping together with Puppey, with the mech, with the Hand of God. They're tanky. There's a lot of damage on Tundra, but this Bristleback with all these heals might just be able to pierce through them.
Let's see if they can get on top of any of Tundra.
I mean,
Tundra's staying pretty hidden outside of the vision of Secret. I mean, Secret, they know that Tundra do have a few up here in the jungle.
If they get any big kills, Secret could even look for Roche potentially.
They're going to settle for Saxa. Zayats catches wind of the Marcy off to the side. They're going for Saxa. For Tundra, definitely not the biggest of losses there. They had a few cores farming in that area. In the Secret, they weren't able to find them.
They're going to do it. They're going to go for this.
Roche.
They have more than enough damage. They have the goo.
Do they do anything about this, Tundra? Are they going to expect the Secret back up as quickly as they did into the pit?
It's not an easy push. It's going down. Yeah, it's going to be dead already. Secret dictating the pace.
Very good moves here from Secret so far. Absolutely getting to play their game so much more than they were able to do so last game here. 15 minutes in, they've got the Aegis in their hands. So.
So close.
Well, it's close indeed. Snaking and D throwing out a tip for that one. That was as close as it gets really on the back of an escape in the TP.
So Tundra perhaps wanting to make a move of their own now. They do, because everyone's shown, right? Secret, they haven't shown a lot in these lanes, so Tundra looks like they do want to try to counteract this. They have 9 who can constantly always show up to the fights too.
Yeah, I think for the most part, Tundra know that even though the Secret had that Aegis, it's sort of an Aegis that's going to be used to just continue to allow Nisha to farm safely. Yeah. And Secret will be a little bit split up. Gives the chance to Tundra to push for towers themselves and to sort of head straight into these fights, knowing that they'll probably have the numbers advantage at this stage.
And they can take these towers pretty quickly as well too. The Visage with the CK Phantasm tends to be always the Tundra strategy, right? There's so much on the floor. Wraith Pact, illusions, familiars, etc. So they can go for this push, but on the other side, Secret taking tier 2 tower here.
Tier 1と Tier 2の交換みたいな変わんな。強い。
Now they'll really be able to start taking over this jungle, this half of the map from Tundra. Really sort of shutting down the areas that Tundra, they kind of need to fire at least their 2 main cores. They need space. Skeeter and 9, they want to be soaking up quite a lot of the map to get farm on these 2 carries.
Yeah, it feels like it's going to be quite a long time before Tundra just looks for this head-on type of fight. Unless they see like we said, unless they see Secret completely split up or something like that, feels like it's gonna be quite a farm game coming out from them. Even Soxon now showing mid. He might get punished for this.
They got him before. Looks like they're gonna go for him again.
See if they can find him. Zayats. I don't think they got vision up for a second. Now they did.
Saxa has Skeeter by his side, but
too much.
Won't be able to jump over towards him in time. That is Saxa going down.
Similar wards coming out from Tundra as they did in the last game. So this one, exact same ward, and actually this one not on the high ground this time, but similar kind of purpose to watch any of these movements that are coming out from Secret. Because Tundra, as you said, I think this is really going to be pretty emphasis of farm until 9 says, hey guys, I'm ready to show up. And maybe that's going to actually happen sooner than we expect, because I believe the Gleipnir is about to be done.
Just a recipe away.
That could be the indicator for them to show up. It does add so much potential for this hero. The damage, the control, everything, of course. But allows you to just freely land Spark Race and kind of just keep people away from getting on top of you. So let's see if that is when they are going to look to fight.
It could be difficult to close that gap onto 9, especially considering the heroes that are drafted around him. A lot of frontline, even sort of from the supports, right?
Yes.
Snaking, getting him with a Supernova. Saxa throwing himself in as the Marcy, getting him with the rebound. Very much multiple ways that Tundra can set up a team fight to just allow 9 to go to work, with Secret having a really tough time getting on top of it.
Constantly thinking about it.
It's hard to push for this tower, even with the moments left on the Aegis. Secret being very careful about how they look to make the next step.
Risky move. Don't want to overextend and get 5-man. They haven't seen this. They haven't seen the Arc Ward in a while, so they probably don't know either what 9's got just yet. Level 13 on this Arc already. Running around as a unit. 4 heroes together on Secret. Well, it's Chrysalis. Looks like he's got the BKB ready, so it feels like, yeah, Secret, they're just going to keep trying to push the tempo a little bit faster here. Even a blink now on the ledge too for Rezo. So as you mentioned, can be a little bit hard to maybe get to this Arc Warden without just the Morphling getting on him. Now Rezo's got a tool of his own.
Okay. And do you very much feel that Secret are on a timer? Like, even though they have this niche Morphling that's going to be able to get to these incredible stages of power in terms of scaling, you still kind of fear the Arc Warden as the moments pass?
High ground for sure. Rezo.
Tundra.
TP ka.
Quickly back out, snaking. Away in time, that snowball not able to catch him. Tundra avoiding the moves of Secret. Secret just trying to get some sort of aggressive play out of these final few seconds that they have on the Aegis of Nisha. Back over towards the mid, Saxa. A bit of a chase down onto Puppy. Puppy has got back up on the way. Chrysalis heading over to help out, and Tundra. I won't try and poke up into the triangle of Secret quite yet. Maybe they will with Skeeter at the front. He's actually going to go for Puppy. See Chrysalis now, as Chrysalis starts to try and push back Tundra and Nisha. It's coming in from the side there, with the snowball over towards Skeeter, but Saxon's in with the rebound, start up to Nisha. Nisha starting to try and shift, but that's his spot. He's got Aegis though. He's going to be back for round 2. Chrysalis charging with the BKB over towards the Phoenix, but Snake. He's able to get the Supernova off. Secret, they've got to back away from the ultimate for now. As 9 turns up with the Tempest double. No longer an easy fight for Secret to charge into. Zayats, he's trying to find some sort of angle from the side. But Tundra, here's a ball man. They're looking towards Snakey, but the dives back up. They get the stun. Control out onto Skeeter. Skeeter turns with the stun himself, but he's light.
スキターがちょっと短期だ。
Skeeter goes down. Secret able to get 1 kill out of this, maybe more. Chrysalis trying to lead the charge. Secret, they want to get something else out of this. Tundra, Saxa in the trees. Put Duke off to the side, back under the tier 2. He'll be fine. But Secret, they force a fight there around the expiring Aegis of Nisha. They get Skeeter. And with that in mind, they'll be able to get themselves straight onto Tundra's half of the map and continue to grow this league.
Perfectly rallied, right? Rallied on Puppy. That's got to be the name of the game. He's got the flats, he's got the mech, he's got all these auras. We see the ice armor coming into play. Chrysalis had no fear. He pops BKB and he just starts charging right through everybody. And then they nicely kite and play around that Supernova beautifully. Tundra maybe going a little bit too hard going into this Secret lineup when there still is that Aegis. So 10 seconds until it was going to go down.
Yeah, it was a very clean reset as well there for the Secret. As soon as the Supernova comes out, they're able to sort of back off. And you can see, from Tundra, they still commit into this. They very much feel that they've got the strength to do so with the 5 of them. It wasn't quite the case. Losing Skeeter here to what was a very patient Zayats, just keeping himself held to the side, looking for that opportunity to open things up onto Tundra from maybe an angle that they weren't quite ready to sort of expect that entrance from the toss front.
サクッとフェニックスをして、ここからおー、あ、シャドウうまい。ただドームが強い。なんだっけな当たらなくなるやつが強い。あ、コーデンのなんだっけ、アメリカヘイト。
The move into committing for the fight, but not having what it took there to sort of take Skeeter down at the same speed they're able to do back mid. Tundra able to turn, and immediately off the back of taking down those two cores, they'll take the tier 1 tower. They're closing that lead. The Secret were building. It's back down to sort of straight even here on the goal.
And so much sustain that comes out really from Tundra's draft too.
フェニックスを倒すところまでは良かった。
I mean, look at Skeeter. I mean, watch his HP.
I think a couple of nice armlet toggles there as well for Skeeter, very much keeping him fully in action. Between that and the heals, there's just too much. They couldn't kill the CK this time round.
Not rallied around Puppy. You know, they have to be a little bit careful when they don't have all these auras that are making them that much tankier. Tundra's damage is pretty insane.
And when they go for those plays and 9's just able to sort of sit back at a distance, it's concerning. You know,
He's loving
2
life.
kills for 9.
And now they also have an AC, so starting to build up these auras to even counteract and play against this Chen, but also protect versus this big damage that comes out from the Bristle and that Morph. 33 is quite large.
Yeah, and we see with 9 next time queued up is going to be the Blink Dagger, so it'll be even harder for Secret to get that jump onto him. We see any sort of snowball or hero running up at this Arc Warden. 9, he's going to be able to blink back, reposition, and allow the rest of his team to sort of be there in between him and Secret.
I love this type of build. Eventually, you can always build into like these overwhelming blinks and whatnot on Arc Warden, and then you have these double blinks and all this aggression you can do too. It's very oppressive as Tundra now starting to find their footing completely.
They'll look for tier 2 themselves.
Sidekick Bird, look how quick the tower drops. See you later.
Gone in a matter of seconds, even if that. And off the back of that immediate smoke from Tundra, they know that Secret's playing over on Tundra's half the map around their jungle.
They're feeling incredibly strong with this newfound AC on 33.
This is a tough time for Secret to take a fight.
They also disassembled, so the BKB isn't ready.
ああ、見えてた。ああ、ドがそこにありました。
Secret, they've got to run. I mean, that's also really cool that he can do it with the blink too. Right now, he has an initiator. They don't need to actually rely on RC to jump in. He just blinks in and gets like lightning initiation. Yeah, BKB, Skeeter had just finished that one up, so they felt strong to be able to go for this play. And now he's got Mage Slayer as well too, so items started to be picked up on the side of Tundra, not only just to do lots of damage, but of course, damage mitigation as we've seen so much from them. AC, Mage Slayer, it's going to start to reduce a lot of Secret's potential.
It's so hard for them to burst through Skeeter like they were able to do that one time when he was caught on their half of the map.
It's a really good item this game, just like last time, versus that Lash versus the Bristle, reduce the damage of the Quills, even the burst that comes out from Morphling. So, it's starting to come together for them. It's a very common build, of course, too, for Skeeter.
I think for Secret, Nisha, most certainly making the call for them to just sort of hold off on any further engagements until he gets his BKB done.
Yeah.
About half the gold away from the recipe, and it will be there, but it's going to be a little later than the target. Roshan is going to be back in the game here. Roshan respawning.
AC が入ってるのか、33に。33に。AC が入ってて。なかなか強い。
As Tundra, they won't feel the need to be too
scared of Secret. You know
how strong they are. Secret, they'll look for the smoke up. Trying to catch Tundra from an angle they won't expect is not going to be easy when Secret currently hold the position they are. They're going to try and swing around from the west.
お、ロシャン。
Lanes are starting to kind of get pushed out though. We see
アークオーデンが欲しいか。アークオーデンの。
9. He's already out of this area.
This is the Tundra special, right? They start shoving those side lanes in to try to put you into this awkward position of a fight. Everyone rallied around each other.
How do you make the call of Secret? How do you make the jump?
どうだこれ。
Tundra with their own
こ
smoke.
れ
They
ど
don't
う
want to
だ
overextend for these type of jumps either. Like we were saying before, they need to stay kind of rallied around Puppy. Make sure that they can utilize these auras at a maximum.
Tundra just rotating sort of all the way around where Secret's tried to step out for.
They found Puppy.
They're going to be able to get on the easy kill first. Straight on over the chair. Puppy caught by the Hex, taken down. Science tries to roll in, but there's no place for him here.
あー、これでシャン取れるね。ツンドラがロシャン取るかな
It's an option for them to go for Roche.
And with both supports down, I don't think the cores of Secret are going to want to turn up for this.
Oh boy.
This should be a free and easy Roshan for Tundra.
Free shard as well. Skeeter's going to be loving that.
シャードは
Actually
誰
passes
に
it
残し
away.
た？
Looks like he's gonna give it to 9. Okay, so more ways for him to protect himself and also magic
ちょっ
resistance.
と誰
So
だろう？
they can actually hold it. So we're talking more so
9
much
かな？
about damage mitigation, of course, but this is another element that I feel like we don't really get to see too often. You fight inside the bubble, your lash, this bristle, the damage might not be there.
It's going to be a fair bit of protection. Indeed, able to be kept consistently up and out on the field.
And things are starting to get a bit scary because the scaling for Tundra is getting quite strong. Even the Marcy, level 12 is online, BKB is on the horizon, 12 on Phoenix. Game plan for Secret is starting to get kind of dissuaded.
Around the mid,
おっとっとっとっと。
Okay.
まあナイスですね。
Alan on his own.
He's very deep.
Might be able to do something about the familiars as well here.
Big pickup.
With the slip up, a rare one
これは
as
美
well
味し
there
い
for 33. Out on his own.
あ
Out
れで
now
したね。
for 40 seconds.
Can they turn it into more? They have
あと4分。
Yeah, they have to
実は
push
4
out this
分。
bottom lane. Top is being dealt with Puppy, but do they have an opportunity to go for anything here?
Sax is very close to his BKB. Already, once again, you know, Tundra support, so many games where their supports just turn into additional cores. Courses of Marcy, very much sort of the direction that Saxa will go as the minutes pass. Skeeter, so having his blink dagger done, may have killed 33, but indeed it definitely feels like there's not a whole lot they can do with that. They're looking towards 9's Tempest double at the top. See if they can sort of burst through that, get a bit of extra gold for themselves. They will, they'll take it down.
Have to go for the top play because if you looked at the side lanes, mid lane, Phantasm was pushing it, bottom, Phantasm Illusion was also pushing it. So it's a typical Tundra trying to shove those lanes down. And now they see this, they see them split
お、
up.
5-1スモークだ。
The strike.
Full axe on Crystallis.
Comes out late though.
Does not quite at the timing that they would
あ
have
ど
hoped
こ
for,
かな？
especially
ザヤ
considering
ク
the
か
decent
な？
start they did have to this game. Zayat,
まあ
the one left behind up top.
まあ仕方ないね。あいつスモークだからな。
Tundra, everybody back on the map now. Ready to get together, push down on this top lane. Still many minutes of Aegis to play with. Full Octarine done
boy.
on 9.
He's so farmed. 6,000 ahead of his counterpart.
And there's going to be no catching up in terms of farm unless Secret are able to find these fights where Nisha's able to pop off, get the kills, somehow take down this Arc Ward, and it's going to be a lot of money if they're able to do so.
Just not an easy task.
He's got his Crystallis done, Nisha, so stepping up the damage a bit. We'll see how explosive he will be if he's able to get in the center of the fight with the waveform, stand his ground between the BKB and the Manta that he has.
He's going to need as much. I feel like it's really appropriate that he's going this. I feel like they're really just going to need all the physical damage as possible because, as we were saying, you know, they just have so many different ways to mitigate that magic damage that they always tend to do, especially with that arc warded bubble as well too. So yeah, straight physical damage, go waveform attack target, and
サイドキッ
with
ク
that
で
with the goo as well too, he could be dealing a lot of damage. But so far,
ファミ
Tundra
リアにサイドキ
they've
ック
started
し
to
て
really just take over this map.
あれだ、あれしてるのか。
5k lead, 4 to 5k. I mean, nowhere near as terrifying as the numbers were showing at this moment in the game, in game 1. But still, you very much feel that one more fight, if the next fight crumbles for Secret, that number, that lead's going to triple. Secret, they cannot afford to lose another team fight here against Tundra. At the moment, very much seems like they're opting to wait out the Aegis the Skeeter has. Not looking to head straight into anything for this final minute. Skeeter has that second life.
Again, pop those Phantasm to send out to all these side lanes. Bottom is being pushed, but immediately 9 goes down. So again, sticking together Tundra, and they will just find a
おっ
freebie.
とっと、また。
They will indeed, Giants.
そこかな、ヒットで
I mean, anyone that they catch
キ
with
ル
the
が
bomb
起き
that
ている。
Skeeter has.
And now that's
Completely destroyed.
high ground. They've got drums for these birds. They've got the sidekick we're going to see on the bird too. And look at the speed. Look how fast it drops.
It's going quickly. Fortification is there from Secret.
They've got the Rezo. They've got Shard on Rezo, so he's going to be able to slow it down a little bit with these chain stuns.
We'll see if Nisha can do anything here. He's ready to TP over, help out with the defense.
Oh, this is dirty. Look at these birds. Birds with magnetic field magic resistance. The attack. I mean, they're so strong.
They are huge annoyance to deal with here for Secret. We'll go for the resummon.
Stun. Skeeter.
He's low, but he's still got 20 seconds or so left on the Aegis. He's going to back off. We'll see them catch up
もう
to
2人いるとか言って、
Skeeter
3
focuses
例
in.
でや
That'll be him going
って
down. Those final
い
few
きび
seconds of
使
the
わさ
Aegis.
れる
He's
よう
ready
な
for round
形
2.
になった
Saxa, he'll charge with the unleash of the BKB.
ここでイギリスが着地をして返して、あ、また2回目のフルートが
Skeeter 33, they
BKB が落ちる。モーフが BKB を使う。グリンカがいい。グリンクガードができていた。スキターに CK にテオスナイトにグリンクダカが入っていた。いや、嘘か、バイバックか。バイバックでなんとかなってはいるのか。
Nisha able to stand his ground there. Look at the damage done. 9,000 damage from the Morphling. The buybacks coming perfectly.
バイバックしたからねというか。
They gotta push forward for sure.
Priscilla spending up for that one. See up to the side. Zayats. He's got the catch though. The gap control onto Snaking. Snaking popped the supernova, but Chrysalis is gonna die.
えぐいというか、えぐい卵でございます。これはスタンがスタン届かなかった。スタンが届かなかった。
With this sort of pushback, they're able to bring in the mid lane, bring in the bottom lane, able to get the creep waves back under sort of their momentum, and they may just be able to take some tier 2s away from Tundra here, close the gap, close the lead that Tundra's had for the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, this time it's Tundra feeling themselves a little bit too much in that fight, just getting counteracted from those buybacks. The damage, this time Rezo's able to hold his ground.
I mean, we're very much seeing it. You know, you get given sort of any window from Tundra, you have to take full opportunity of it.
Immediate smoke.
Exactly what Secret's doing.
Yep, they got to smoke, sweep the map. They still have some heroes dead. Ult's on cooldown. Try to get as much as you can out of all
this. They've got to keep their foot slammed down on the pedal. Here's the shot. The point 33 off the shot.
これはストーンフォーム。
And he's got nobody else in the area. So 33.
打ち上げ終わらすパンチで。どうなっているんだ。ゴールド帰ってないかこれ。ゴールド帰ってきてますよこれ。6K、7K ぐらいあったのが。
Big damage to come out from this morph.
He's going to be able to focus fire these targets a little bit better.
I mean, we've seen it, as I say, so many times before. Nisha on the morphling. This is the hero. You want to have him in this sort of position. He can absolutely carry any sort of game to the later stages when he's on his morphling. To top lane. So of course now done.
He's very deep.
ヘックスがやっぱ強い。このゲームヘックスより強いものはない。ヘックスより強いものはないからな。いやまあ過言だけどさすがに。何のモーションもないからな。まあ必須振り返るぐらいのモーションしかないから。発生ゼロフレで何の球も飛んでくるわけでもないが、なぜか自分は操作不能になるという状態以上。X このゲーム中最強の避けられない状態以上。しかも 3.5 強い。
They're going to just keep peeping into the pit. That's going to be that next big thing, 90 seconds.
It really is. See if Secret can set up in a fashion to make sure that they are ready to take this fight around this area.
Going to look at these buyback statuses at the moment too.
Can't use kotl. 使えねえって書いてある。
Simply sort of some maybe just a hotkey
Can't
issue or
use
something.
kotl. マウスがないから。マウスの問題かな。
We're going to see them leading towards now. He's back in. Let's see if he can use his courier now. Give a quick check.
Look at lane positioning at the moment, though. Secret have to try to fix their lanes a little bit. They do have this harpy creep. They need to perhaps try to cut things, but at the moment Tundra have lanes in a very good position. So Phantasm is up in a moment as well too, so they're going to be able to keep going for this shove play. And yeah, Roche constantly going to be getting scouted. And the important thing is too, Secret doesn't know about that deep ward down south. The one that was scouted inside support, that's a very sneaky one that has not been seen. Oh,
it's not a good sign.
Uh-oh. Let's get Courier's bug.
シークレットコールか。なんかコールが起きてます。ほんと。
A standard
unlucky
unlucky.
indeed.
Unlucky.
And that Nisha smile.
See if we're able to get this sorted. little bit of a, you know, not really something you can play on with.
Maybe it's locked, he says. Let's see if they can fix it. So a big thing really to look at is, I mean, this hex is going to be a big one, really.
So it looks like we're just getting this checked out now on the stage. Hopefully, should be an easy enough fix. I mean, not something I could say I've run into before, right?
I've had it with neutral items sometimes when you're trying to take it with wars and smoke. Maybe something like that is happening, but it doesn't have a neutral there, so.
So I think with maybe the speed that we did have to reconnect the first time round, could have been without a client reset, so
yeah, let's see.
Probably go for the full restart this time round.
Hopefully, if not, he'll be able to at least drop the wards and give them to a different courier so somebody else can bring them, but
still won't quite be ideal.
No way.
Of course, this pause coming at a very important moment of the game. 17-17 here, 35 minutes in. Without a doubt, very much getting much more of a balanced game of Dota 2 on our hands this time round. Secret, they've dealt much better with what Tundra's brought against them this time round.
It's really neck and neck. Just because, I mean, especially how big Nisha really is, how much he's going to be able to do with this Daedalus. And he's approaching his second item afterwards, too. So survivability will be there for him. All right, let's see.
Let's have a look. Fingers crossed, ladies and gentlemen, that things are going to be all working after the pause. Let's see.
Doesn't look good.
Oh, is it?
No, it's spazzing. I actually see it. It's like stutter walking actually in the base, I think. Looked like for a second it tried to move. But yeah, it says retrieving items. See, look. If you click on Snaking Courier, it says retrieving items. On the actual courier, it's a buff.
Okay, now we're giving it another try.
Because usually it tries to pull it from. Well, he dropped it. There we go. Looks like we're good to go.
A little bit of, a way to break out of a bit of a soft lock that was there on the courier, but it's all good.
I think we all needed that. You know, a little bit of a reset. Okay, let's get back into it.
So, that was always a bit of a concerning position, but we're all good. We're all good. It has been fixed. We'll see if it's should be an issue down the line. Maybe the courier was just sort of stuck or something, but it's good. It's all good. We're back on. And around, of course, the focus next up for both teams going to be this Roshan. Just in a minute until it's going to respawn.
Wow, Nisha already.
All satanic.
Yeah, she has it.
He's getting the items, Nisha. He's getting the items to be able to do this. But still, obviously a huge gap in network between him and the Arc Lord. That's always going to be expected up to a certain point at this stage, especially with the amount of freedom that Nine's had. And Nine, of course, this game 4-0-5. Pretty much complete free farm across the map.
If they can get the hex though.
お、スノーボールでうまくセービングができたが、お持ち帰りみたいな感じになるか。BKB ファイティングするモンフリングおよびレシュラック、一人は落とせた。そこは分身。
Beautiful play really from Zayats. Just immediately, that's the big thing they have to watch out for. It's just the chain control. If they can chain stun, chain hex the Morphling, that's the way that Tundra kills. I mean, all eyes on Zayats to go for those things.
Oh, there's again the hex. So Zayats by his side.
He's got to be there every
single time. Zayats making sure that there's a chance.
ただ今回は BKB がないぞ。ですね、さっきは BKB があったからスノーボールの後ファイティングできたけど
Now is for the taking.
It certainly is.
It's a big one.
Perfect time for it to be back up here for Tundra. They head over to the pit. And with no Nisha, no Zayats, nothing that Secret can do about this. This is going to be a free Roshan.
今のはなかったからね。さっき使ったからあれだったね。スノーボールでセービングした後にちょっと何もできなかった。
So much control and yeah. Aegis Cheese, Refresher Shard.
Who's taking the Refresher Shard? Who do you want this on?
Usually it's the Phoenix, but let's see if he does opt to pass it to somebody
very
else.
Very close to hitting the level 18 as well. So Supernovas have the potential to be huge.
And they have this ward up top too. Rezo. There's a Hex.
ヘクス、これは死んじゃう本体およびテンペストダブルもう一人の僕が殴る。マジか、これはバックが取れてしまう。ビキリをしちゃう。
As the Phantasms continue to take down the melee ranks, the full set now in the mid, removed here by Tundra, and they're sticking around. 9 up towards the top of the Tempest double. They're trying their best to force out this buyback from Resolution. Another tier 3's gone, a second set of ranks exposed.
Look how fast it dies.
Are they going to be forced back at all? Fortifications pop. See Nisha on top of the Tempest double. It's soon coming around. Nisha's been caught with this other snowball.
おスノーボール冴えてる。
Initiation there from Tundra. Nisha wants the BKB, looks towards Saxon, Saxon for the BKB, turns towards Chrysalis, disposes there. Chrysalis is down. No buyback for him.
結
As 100 seconds
局
now
なんかあれ
his own BKB to come to an end, he has to back off.
卵に対してスーパーノヴァに対して特に何やることがないのかやることが早かったというかこう特にこうせずに
Tundra, they take a full second set of barracks.
They're just so good at just resetting and poking, forcing BKBs, forcing mistakes, waiting for the perfect
I mean, they're
opportunity.
not going back anywhere.
No way, Snaking still has the refresher shard. They couldn't even touch the egg in that last fight.
I mean, we've seen with the purchases from Chrysalis, he did spend up. He would have had buyback back in 3 seconds, but he's 700 gold short of it.
It's all gone. I mean, the way they kill those buildings is way too fast.
I mean, the terrifying thing as well is indeed, yeah, Skeeter still with that Aegis, Snaking still with the refresher
Wow.
shot. There's no
Mega
reason, no
creep.
need for Tundra to back off. They're looking to close
なん
this
と
game
ゲーム2も
The tier 4s fall.
サンドラ側がツンドラ側が
Final attempt to stop this push for Tundra.
取る
Fully supplied
ことになるのか
Skeeter will drag back Resolution. Resolution trying to get the heal off with the Bloodstone. They'll keep him alive. The hand of God from Puppy will protect him for now. But the Ancient's still dying here to the familiar Secret. They're trying to push them back, but it's not going to be possible. GG is going to be called
GG だ
as game 2.
わお2連続
Now lead the series 2-0
ツンドラが
against Team Secret.
取りましたね
Flips the script, everything looking kind of even. 9 gets this hex. Immediately the game just becomes fully in their favor. A couple pickoffs here and there. The way they can poke and prod, force BKBs, reinitiate, re-go. Beautiful to watch. Tundra just continue to be on another level in these team fights.
何が良
Yeah,
かった
they really do. I mean, in regards from game 1 to game 2, definite sort of
Much closer.
improvements overall from Secret, but still, just the way that Tundra are able to shut these games down. And even to the point as well, with their draft, we knew that the win was going to come in a bit of a different fashion regardless from what they did in game 1. And, you know, the fact at the end of the day is that 9 on the Arc Warden.
What a beast.
809 Secret,
でも
they were
確かにア
just
ークオーデン
never
がそれだけ
able
切
to catch him.
っちゃうのはあるけど結局それまではどう
Pretty much everything for this team.
だっ
Catching the
たか
split push,
ってい
etc.
う
Remarkable game from Tundra.
Well, as we said, a bit of an improvement maybe from game 1 to game 2, but it really feels like Secret, they've got to step it up so much more to have any sort of chance of stopping Tundra in their tracks. As Tundra now leading the series 2-0, just 1 win away from taking the championship.
まだあんまり英語は聞き取れないけど
Thank you very much, OD, Pixel and Fog. Welcome back to our panel. And it doesn't seem to matter what lineup they play. They put on an absolutely clinical game of Dota. One mistake and then it's just, thank you very much, it's our map. I'm joined by Tika, Blizzard and Sheep. I'm just amazed with Tundra right now. It's incredible.
Yeah.
It looks so dominating. You know, it's like, is it a grand finals?
I feel like they just keep on pulling heroes out of the bag, right? Like even this Arc Warden, and it's not like they're picking heroes that they're constantly playing, but they make it look like they have so much practice on them.
あ、マクさんこんばんは。
あ、こんばんは。あ、大丈夫ですか喋って。
あ、どうぞどうぞ。
あ、はい。なんか配信するって言ってたんです。あ、こんばんは、ゆうともさん。いやー、ツンデレが勝っちゃいますね。この調子だと。
そう。結構調子なんか勝ちますね。中盤以降、中盤というか、なんででしょうね。
なんかプレイも良すぎて、ピックも良すぎて。
I mean, they kept
特にファーストゲームは全然シックの方が全然いいピックしてなと思いながらも負けましたね。いやゲーム1は僕はほんまにレゾルーションさんのエニグマどうしようもないと思ってたのに、あんな風に対策されてもう純粋的にスキルが
そうで結局中サイレンで処理できちゃったんだよな、ブラックホールを。
そうですね。
ブラックホールに対して長サイレンが打つと
普通に考えると、BKB が入ったらもう絶対ブラックホールが出せるっていう状態なのに、でカウンターされました。まあカウンターされるっていうか、もうなんかチームの動きが良すぎて、それで対策されちゃったんで、結構こうなんていうか、その1番2番の人は同時にブラックホールに入ってしまった場合もあったんやけど、まあそこでうまく返したんですよね。
He's just had not only a great performance, but a great team enabling him.
Yeah.
I don't think he's put a foot wrong, really. He's always known what he needs to do, his objectives, and of course his team fighting skills are, on par with that as well.
The optimization once again, right? Like you have this Chaos Knight who is building into a very early Mage Slayer. He is mitigating the damage that Lashrak is dishing out, and overall just being a true team player, just being up front, helping the Visage and the Arc Warden do the majority of the work.
Again, just look at the stats that you see here, right? Like this is his first TI. He's hitting firsts in multiple categories. Like he is unnerved. He has unlocked his ability just to enable himself, enable the team. Again, we had so many interviews where they just feel like everything's clicking, everything's right. And again, we're going into a game 3 where it feels
ツンテレの2番のないのっていう人なんやけど、前も思ったんやけど、結構こうなんかこう後ろに隠れてこうまあスキルを打つヒーローに結構なんか使いこなしてるなって感じです。脳の OD もこういう感じでしたね。すごい慎重でしたね。
2番なのに慎重派なんだ。
慎重ですね。
If you're going secrets looking at this again, game 3, we need to do what we did in game 2, but better. We need to execute faster, quicker, take away the map. Don't let them even get that up.
Sheep, do you snatch? Do you ban the lash? Do you leave it in the pool? Do you pick it? You just lost twice with it. You lost on mid. You lost on offlane.
Yeah, I don't know if they need to ban it because I don't think Tundra are interested in taking it. Yeah, like it feels like they have a very solid idea against the Lashrak. I also feel like their way of drafting versus the style is not working either because they've tried this like Magnus strat with Ember, like ways to clear all these illusions and stuff, and it's not working. They've tried Bristleback and Lashrak, also heroes typically thought to be good against these illusions. It's not working. I feel like at this point your draft needs to go more in the direction of
チャージがボトムでできすぎて、で結局ミッドの人と中盤から交換して、でアーコイルバンスペースがすごい広がって、ですごく成長できたっていうのがなんじゃないかなと思います。あとタイミングへの把握はすごいですね。なんかミッドタワーを取られそうな時は、でフィニックスが6に入ってないから、もうすごいうまいことを戦闘を避けてたんですよね。
Playing a draft such as secrets, you have this morphling, he is going to be the ultra carry late game. The problem is you're playing versus an Arc Warden. You won't get to the late game if you let him roam and do whatever he wants in the first 15 minutes. He just gets too big, too fast, and gets that hex fast enough. You've seen what happens.
Well, we have to see what Secret are going to do for game 3, but right now I think we need to hear a little bit from Tundra.
2社のレシュラック潰されましたね。
なんか2試合レシュラックをピックしてるのにゲーム1、ゲーム2これだと印象があれだな。
どうしようって感じですね。しかもファーストピックレッシュ2回もこう負けちゃって、やっぱあれですよね。ある程度自信がなくなるんですよね。僕は2社だったら多分もう今はもうトイレで泣いてますので。
ちょっとメンタルに来るね。
来ますね、これは。
it's also partly the reason why we are playing well as a team, I think.
It's your first TI skitter, first time you get to play in front of such a big crowd at TI.
Correct.
Well, how does it feel?
I mean, it feels great. It's all I ever dreamed it to be. You know, I always wanted this to be a reality, so I'm just happy to live it.
You've had your experience at TI, second place in DC. In that tournament, you came in as the underdog, right, into TI, or at least maybe not one of the favorites. Do you feel like that this tournament?
I would say so. Like I feel like after the results in like Saudi and the Arlington Major, like we kind of had some pretty bad results, so people weren't like looking at us as like one of the contenders, which I think like in hindsight it was a very good thing to us. Even after we lost, we kind of said like, no, it's good. Now we can go in as the underdog, you know.
How do you guys feel about snaking as a captain?
He's always trying his hardest, and I think he's been doing a really great job. Like he's always managed to stay positive, even through kind of our rough times.
And I feel like he's done a great job. I feel like sometimes as a captain, people fall into these traps where they kind of like, they had like maybe a bit too much in the ego and they believe in their ideas too much and they don't try to empower their teammates. But I feel like Sneh has done a good job of balancing this out, like empowering the teammates' ideas and also like believing in his and trying to make them work. So I feel like he's exceeded my expectations for sure.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think he's very great at enabling players and their ideas.
We don't need like a strong leader in terms of someone that makes all the decisions. I'm really happy that we kind of have a captain in him, but he still listens to everyone. We still make decisions together and everything.
But you guys seem to all have your own ideas of Dota, and you get to put them in your gameplay, right?
Yeah, everyone has like, especially when it comes to the different lanes, I'm happy that everyone gets to play the lane they want to, how they want to, you know. I know that whatever I want to play on mid lane, Sneh is gonna support me.
I'm curious about that. When you first described your idea of the mid lane to them, how was the conversation?
I think it started with Winter Wyvern.
The Wyvern? Ah!
And I was just playing the hero in a pub, and I got pushed into playing it in scrims, basically. It's not like I was saying from the beginning that, oh, I want to play this hero, it's so broken in pubs. I started being more open to the idea of playing different heroes, and every time like I started winning with things, people saw it and supported me and pushed me as well. I think everyone is very open to trying new things in his team.
How are the feelings towards finals?
I try not to think too much about it because I think the more you think about it, the more you'll overthink things, and you should just treat it as another game you're playing. It's not a big deal. Obviously, there's going to be a big crowd. You just have to mentally prepare yourself for that in advance, so then you're not overwhelmed by it by the time that the crowd is there.
I'm excited, honestly, which is a very good thing because I'm rarely excited.
I was very much like emotionally neutral, so I just want to go in these games, like play my game and just have fun and like show some good Dota to the viewers. So.
How does it feel to play in front of a big crowd at TI? Is it different than when you play like in the majors or anything like that?
For now, it has been easier than all the other crowds I've played in front of. I really feel like all the things come together this TI. Like so many moments, so many losses in the past year that taught me specific things. I use them now to win.
I'm just excited that I've been playing this game for like 15 years now, or Dota 1 and Dota 2 combined, and I finally get the opportunity to play on this arena and get the grand finals. It's been a dream of mine for many years, and I'm just happy and grateful that I was able to accomplish it.
Like, yes, this is kind of going to be the biggest game of my life. But I think something we've been working about with our psychologists to kind of try and lower the stress.
一つ思ったのは、ナインっていう選手の学習力は本当に恐ろしいかなと思ってました。で、ナインの、例えばさ、で、最初にワイスでレスラックを、最初じゃないけど、まあ、で、スノーボールセーブされたんじゃないですか。
はいはいはいはい。
で、2回目の時はちゃんとイルージョンで1回ワイスして、で、スノーボールされた後にもう1回ちゃんとワイス。
なるほど、本体でね。
そう、本体ワイスして。
あれって試合2回目で BKB がなかったからね。そう。
そうですね。で、それで試合決まったんですよ。いや、恐ろしい学習能力だなと思います。
なるほどね。
一回こう、まあ、ちょっとセーフされて、もう2回からもうちゃんと注意して。
なるほど、そうか。はいはい、めちゃくちゃ対応能力があったんだ。
ありましたね。
feel like they could just win like 4 TIs in a row right now. Like, if they keep like, I mean like right now, like if they play tomorrow another grand finals and then another one and another one, like the fact that they're all 5 just in the same mindset, answering in the same tone of voice, like they're just. Oh,
they're units.
That is scary. Like they are one.
I did like the fact that they did ask everybody what snaking like as a captain.
いやー、ゲーム3のピック楽しみですね。
そうですね。これ、なんか今、シークレットのツイッター見に行ったら、この2日間で、この2日間で、なんだっけ、長サイレンに、連続で負けてるって、チームシークレットのツイッターで書いてあって、どうするんだろう、確かに。確かにそうだなと。どうするんだろうって。
確かにどうしよう。赤さんどうしよう。あんな列周あんなに退職してたのに、ダメなのか。普通に考えたら列車は長さのカウンターなのにね。
そうイリュージョンに対して結構いいはずなんだけど
ね。
しかもさっきの別にマナバンとかなくてあれだったからな。さっきのゲーム1の長サイレン、ディフューサルブレード確か買ってなかったから、マナバーンで辛くなったとかそういうこともなく、ただ単純に普通にそれでも買ってるからな。
そうですね。結構なんか決まってますね。スキッタのビルド。最初はマンタで次はオーキッドに行って、でハート行って、まあでブラッドストーン行って。
crumble, their strats were just not like up to par with Tundra.
And it's not just the heroes, right? Like if you look at the players, it's in the first 2 games they literally switched up the roles. Like you had Crystallis playing a carry, then he was literally dual flame Bristleback. It wasn't some Midas Aghanim's rushing Bristleback. No, that was Vanguard BKB. He's just gonna stand in front. Nisha was the Leshrac, the mid laner, the classic playmaker.
前の試合の CK プラスでプラスマーシーの組み合わせもすごいかっこよかったです。トップであんな状況で生き延びたんですね。マーシのライフスチールで。
どのくらいだっけ？いつぐらいだっけ？
結構序盤の時の。
若干ね序盤見れてないんだな。
そうでした。
Would you like to take it? I think you just reset it, right? Like,
こうほとんどまあこれは実際死ぬんだろうなと思いながら、こうマーシの3番プラス CK のケアスナイトの3番で、まあ一瞬でもう HP を半分ぐらい回復しちゃって。
うわやば。
で、結果は自分が生き延びて、で、敵のギャンクに来た人は全部殺したっていう。
恐ろしいな。それは強すぎる。ライフスティール強いな。
ね。
サイドキックが3番の。
そうですね。もともと CK ライフスティールある。
そう。
パッピは今どういう心の嵐が起こってるんでしょうか。一遍まあ落ち着いてる顔の下に多分今はすごい心の嵐が。
そう。
どうしようロシアもピックするかもピックしないかどうしよう。
そうだね。
チェンも負けだし。俺のチェンも負けだしどうしよう。なってるんじゃないですか。
逆にあれだね。ツンドラ e スポーツの視点からだともうあれシュラックとか全くバンしないでいいよねっていう。
そうですね。いやもう
あいつのレシュラック全然強くないよみたいな。
強くないよみたいな。そうですね。
But if you're secret as well, you just need to focus on yourself. Like you can't let Tundra get into your head like in the last season 3. Focus on your drafts.
おー、クリスタリス。
まあ笑ってはいるね。
そうですね。まあセカンドでも結構賞金もあるからそんなことないでしょうね。クリストリスなんか自分の得意ヒーローこの出し合いもあんまり使ってないんですね。前はパッチとかも出して。 で、今回はブリストーバックですね。あんまりクリスタルに使ったことは見ないんですけどね。
ソリューションは若干なんか厳しい顔してるね。なんかあんまり笑ってないね。
今日序盤結構当てたのにね。そうです。はははい。結構テンション高かったね。ああ、これちょっと疲れてきましたね。この33さんの。
そんならもうま
あ。なんか水を起こした。
水が。
ああ、サカサ強いですね。出し合いも。
Now, how dangerous are Tundra
いやー、まさかフォームがこういう風に活躍できるなんて思わなかったんですね、TI の順番で。おお、スキッタ。
さあ。
おお、かっこいい男。
これはないんか。
これはないんですね。かっこいい男。冷静。
ない。
ない。
ちょっとあれだね。ツンドラ e スポーツ33と9と AUI2000 でなんかめっちゃ数字が多いね。
ああ、数字多いです。
数字の名前が多い。
確かにそう言われてるのは確かに。
コーチはAUI2000。
なるほどですね。いやー、大学で数学専攻なんですよね、多分。
いや、そうですね。いや、全然それは関係ないとは思うけど。ない。もしかしたら関係があるかもしれない。
あ、そういえば、コニコニさん、もしかして数学を勉強されてる関係ですけど、麻雀が好きになってるっていう。
麻雀は一応できるよ。
なんかこう、ツイッターでなんか、もう一つのアカウントあるんじゃないですか。
はいはいはい。
麻雀を配信されてる方の、応援みたいな。
はいはいはいはい。
なんか数学を勉強されることと関係あるんじゃないかなと思って。
なるほどね。いや、まあ確かにね、僕の数学って分野がいろいろあるんですけど。
確率はやっぱり麻雀と
確率だから、まあ関係あるといえば関係あるね。
はい。
実際にこのコイントスって名前も確率と関係があるから。
本当ですね。
2分の1でなんか表になって2分の1でコイントスしたら裏になるっていう。
確かに。あれですか、じゃあ実際に授業であるいは研究されている内容でもうこう麻雀で応用されたら勝ちやすいとかなったりします？
いや、さすがにね、そこまではやってないな。一応確率論なんだけど、応用まではやってないな。そういう感じの応用ではないな。
はい。
内容を言うと2割の可能性があるので言わないけど、いや、どうかな。わからんけど。どうかな。比較的新しい分野の確率論をやっていますと。
はい。
とは言っても、なんか20年ぐらい経ってるけど。その分野が生まれてから20年ぐらい経ってる。
ちょっとこうちょうどすごい若くてもすごいこう長くてもないって感じ。
そう。僕の先生がその分野の第一人者ぐらいの先生なんで。
すごい。
日本でやり始めて多分第1号だから。
ほぼ
ほぼだ多分第1号。
さすがです。
いや僕は全然あれだから。もっとすごい先輩がいるから、僕はまだ。さて、
これは
ついに、
ファーストピックレッスじゃないんですよね。 で、相手のマーシを奪ったってことを見たらいいのかな。
確かに。
はい。おー、またみんなか。
あれだね、タスクバンは初めてか、この日のではタスクバンは初めてですね。
チー
ムシークレット側はタスクバンは初めて。で、またさっきも見たこのツンドラの対2とミラナか。でもなんか、レシュラックここでピックしたな。結局レシュラックじゃん。
結局レシュラックやって、
レシュラックしか使ってなくない？
うん、考えたらやっぱりレシーク。ハッピーよね。
やっぱりレシュラック。
こうおっしゃる。やっぱりレシーク。やっぱりお前らもうレッシュがいい。レッシュで負けでもね、悔いはないんでしょうね。最強ヒーロー
で。めっちゃ練習してる自信があるんだろうな。2回負けたとしても、やっぱりこれにはこの人のレシュラックは強いってことか。
あるいはこう2回も負けて、その2回から得た経験を生かしてこのサードを勝つっていう。
なるほどね。データを取っていたと、ゲーム1とゲーム2で、
そうですね。
こいつはこんなことをしてくるぞということで。
でも言えば使い手はちょっと変わってますね。ファーストゲームはちょっとミッドの2社さんが使ってて、で、セカンドゲームはリソースさんが使ってた。
そうか。
で、っていうことは今回はパピが使うかな。順番
誰が使うかわからない。
使うか。じゃあ、もうパピお前の番だよ。もうレシュラ使ってよ。もう俺はもう使ったから。
パピのレシュラかけて見たこと多分ないよ。
モーフィングバン。ってことは前のモーフィング結構インパクトあったんですよね。
ちょっと嫌だったんだろうな。
I mean, we'll see. I think Secret is debating whether or not they want to target the Naga. They're probably, because theoretically you could consider that,
で、この番は何をするか、中番するか、長を番。長番しちゃおうか、一度、ここで。あんなに流されるのにやられて。
そう。2日間。ブリューマスター。
愛ってなんかここではバンしない。
I would not choose to play against it, but like Seb is saying, what are you gonna choose to play against? They beat the Visage before, and it honestly looked very doable last game too. Like they had moments in this game, even though they missed, I think, a few opportunities. It does seem like I don't really know. There's Broodmother too. Oh boy.
It's just
Now,
so many options.
So they banned the Conker out, and I think that they're really threatening, the Brood second phase with the Conker ban as well.
オーディエンスが。すごいスマホのライトか
な。ほんまや。ほんまや。
ペンライトかと思ったらスマホのライトだ。
なるほど。そうやな。いや、今は便利な時代になっていくわけね。スマホ1台さあれば。なんでもなりますね。
すごいね。さて、クンカバンされて。
これはちょっと次がピックなんで、これでも流されるのはバンしないと。俺はレッシュいるからお前をカウンターするよと確信の顔ですよね、これは。
A lot of those heroes are left in the pool. The Life Stealer we've seen that's countered the last strike a couple times that we haven't seen Tundra go for too much, but it's been banned a lot of times. The Naga Siren's still in, so.
ブラッドシーカー。バンして。なるほどね。
そうだな、ずっとサンドラ、ブラッドシーカーバンしてますね、この3試合とも。なんでだろうなと思って。
まあやっぱりカウンターされるのが嫌なんでしょうね。
それでも前の2試合は、2試合はパンゴは全然バンされてないのに、ブラシッカーバンした上にパンゴピックしてないんですよね。なのに、第3試合はここでパンゴを出したことは、前は隠してたってことを理解していいんだよね。
ああ。
なんかあるんだな。あるかもしれないですね、このパンゴに。
サイレンサーが、まあ、エニグマがまだ見えてないからな。
まあ、エニグマを防ぐという。あるいは自分でエニグマをピックする。
ああ、確かに。それもあるな。
To be honest, I like the global, like, I really like the silencer Tundra against Tundra.
ナーガが自分で取ると。
なるほど。これもバーンする手段の一つですね。
そう。
これが取るからお前は取る。
そう。自分ピックはイコール番だからな。
これ思うんですけど、長サイレンのヒーローのモデルはブラーがついてないので、これ R18 じゃないですか。思うんですよね、毎回。
胸の部分。布とかで隠れてないか。あれだね。今話題のうるせえやつらのリメイクラムちゃんの昔はもうちょっと過激だったみたいだけど
最初の漫画の方ですか。
そうもともとのアニメのオリジナルのアニメの方は昔だから胸とかあんま隠さずに多分やってたんでしょ。で、まあ今はのリメイクの方は隠してるっていう。
あれって隠してるつもりですか？あれは結構もう出してるとは思うんですけど、あれって隠してる。
まだ重要な部分は隠されてるんでしょ、多分。
前は全裸だったりは。
いや、前はもうちょっと過激だったんじゃないの？あんまりよく知らないけど。
いや、ちょっと前のアニメ気になりますね。ちょっと探してみますわ。探してみます。
やつらの前のオリジナルのやつ。
確か高橋さんの初漫画ですよね。犬夜叉だって、
犬夜叉もしたんだよね。
結構、1996年なんで、前も気になって調べたんですよね。
犬夜叉はまあ、なんか微妙にアニメの記憶があるようなないようなわからない。うるせえやつは全くアニメの記憶がないから。
はい。
ずっと前だ。
まさか元のアニメもあったんですよね。
うるせえやつら、1981年版ってのが。81年だ。それがオリジナルなアニメ。
うるせえやつら。
It's tricky. We'll see what Tundra is gonna decide to respect because they also have to be taking a guess here, and it's not an easy one. So whatever they're gonna ban is gonna obviously tell us where they're placing the Naga and where they're placing the Marcy, assumingly, or what they care the most about, if anything, because obviously they cannot know for sure what Secret is going to do.
ラムダン、こういう感じだったんですね。
昔はなんかこんな感じ。
髪長いですね、昔。
そう。今も長いけど。
確かに。髪の毛が変わったのか。
poor lockdown. Like it's only Lesh Stun and Marcy rebound, which is very unreliable.
なんか面白い番がありますね、これ。これ、面白い、あれが。ツンドラがシャドウシャマンをバーしてる。なんでだ
ということは、この
サポートがまだ余ってるってこと？
このマーシが3番だと確定ってことですかね。ほんまや。じゃあ、このマーシが3番ってあって。
普通に、そうか、そういう風に。そうか、3番の回しだと予想してるの。
ですよね。で、本当に3番った後、サポートが残ってて、もしこの回しがサポートやったら、 あと、3番が残ってる。なるほど。あるいは、レッシュが3番でミッドのヒーローをピックしてもいい。あ、ほんまや、ミッド来た。
結構おめ、おー、なるほどね、なるほどね。
ということは、これはニーシャのお得意ヒーロー。俺は負けてもエンバーで負けるよ。
エンバー。さて、ラストピック。ポジション1かな？
そうですね。
ポジション1のラストピック。リザーブタイム。
何がいいんだろうね。ライフスティーラーもうない。何がいいんだろうね。
We've seen 9, he likes to counterpick when he gets the chance to. I wonder if he's happy with this matchup, like the Pangolier. I mean, he has to be the Pango, right? It has to be Skitter.
メドゥーサか。いや、メドゥーサやりづらいんだよ、レッシュに対して。レッシュがシャードが入ったらメッシュだから結構移動しないといけない。
ああ、はいはいはいはい。
あと、普通にエンバー捕まえないんだよね。これはどうなんですか？
どうだろうな。一応、エンバー溶かす手段、まあ、プライマルロアぐらいか。プライマルロアとか、アバランチトスやって、アローぐらいかな。それだったら多分、溶かせる。エンバーを倒せるけど。でも、長サイレンのウルトで返されるよ。
あ、ということはこの長サイレン4番か。あ、違う。この長サイレンサポートじゃない？なんか使ってる人。サポートじゃないか。
マジで？
ちょっと待って、エンバー言うでしょ？で、レシュラック言うでしょ？で、
あ、そうか、エンバーとレシュラック。あ、でもレシュラック。
あ、いや、違います。違います。多分、1番ですよ。まだ1番。すみません。
大丈夫です。
間違えました。この冷静そうな顔の下にどんなね、どんなことを考えるでしょうね。
まあ、パピーはもうもう優勝してるからね。
まあ、
もう優勝してるからこういう場は慣れてるでしょ。
いやー、とは言っても、あれ、11年前のことですね、もう。
そんなに前か。
前回優勝、12年前か。2010年なんかな 2011 か。じゃあ11年前かな。TI1 を買ったんですよね。
マジか、すげえな。すげえ。本当だ。
パーピ確か TI1 しか買ってないんですよね。
そんなに長いことやってるのすごいね。本当だ、インターナショナル2011優勝だ。
もうスーパー老害と言っても過言ではない。老害ではないです。老害じゃないですけど。はい。
Honestly, like we had a talk, our emotions are pretty level right now. We worked a lot on not choking on land, so hopefully, game 3 of TI finals.
Definitely a good time not to choke. So you guys, I saw a lot of
prediction. Prediction. First player to buy a Blink Dagger. Blink Dagger を一番最初に買うのは誰だろうな。パンゴか、ビーストマスターか、サクサあたりか。タイニーあたりだ。
もしかしたらメデューサかもしれない。
いや、タイニーだな、これはタイニーだな。プレイヤー with highest total magic damage。マジックはピュアダメージか。まあ、これはさすがにレシュラックでしょう。トータルナンバーはプレイヤー。This is at time end。あ。あ、プレディクションクローズはやっちゃった。
早い。
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 早いよ。やんつのに。
Feel the power.
Feel the power. ムードメーカーになってんの、多分。
Don't worry って言っとるよ。
Don't worry.
Don't worry って言っとる。
心に余裕があるね。
余裕がある。楽しくハイファイブしてる。そこのミッドレーンはまたあれやな、エンバーフェイバーやな。
これは、
でも毎回こういう感じですね。毎回なんか、タスゴとか使ってさ、レッシュとかに、ドアと連やって、結構こう、連で、なんか、アドバンテージ取れそうなヒーローなんか、ピックしてないんですね。ないんです。あらら。
ああ、ボトムが。移動速度が遅いから、スプリットアースが当てやすいね。
あ、これ、確実にマーシがサイドキックして、スター入ったら確実に当てるんじゃない？
そうか、チェーンスタンドあるね。
てか、アイオンバウンスいっぱい。
なんでこんなに持ってるんだ。お、いた。
おお、これはちょっと
ちょっと遠かったね。
よかったですね。
ちょっとレベル2が欲しいかな。ディスポーズしたいよね。
そうですね。ヘビ持ってきたよって言って。
And do you feel a bit more comfortable overall with Secret's approach? You know, this game, Chrysalis, playing what you could only describe sort of as a more traditional carry, right? It's not this Pudge or Bristle that's going to look to be forced to get involved at an earlier time.
このミドルさんもしかしたら長さりのエルージョン対策なのかな？
そうか、それはまあ、その面はあるね。そう
か。タンゴと長さりのどっちが先にピックしたっけ？忘れちゃった。
どっちだったっけ？なんか同じぐらいだったよね。
入った。また。
チェインさん。
このコンボだ。
そこから。
またこのコンボ。
お
I mean, that's sort of something to be said there. At least making sure that not too much is getting missed from the both of them. Yeah.
キピスか？キピス。
Chase out Satcher a little bit. So we'll be fine and into the trees. I mean, mid lane this time round. Having the Ember Spirit here for Nisha. I mean, what's your thoughts on this hero? I mean, later on in the draft, is this a game where Ember Spirit is going to have a luxury of team fights, or is there
definitely some limited disables on the side of Tundra? He could have a spectacular game. However, Ember at this tournament has been having some difficulties, of course, kind of committing into fights. You kind of just run out of steam at some point, it feels like, on this hero lately. So we'll see what he's going to be able to make of it. Top. Saksa trying to trade with Puppy, but Chrysalis will step up.
Now
we see the build, of course, from 33. It's Axe Max, but also just he started.
これ3試合ともサンっていう選手はすごい気持ちいいゲームしてますね。両試合とも。まあ3試合ともですけどね。この試合も気持ちよさそう。
さあ、D3。33。なんて読めばいいんだろうね。なんて読めばいいかわかんない。
確かに。
英語で33って言えばいいのか。
まあ、33でいいんじゃないですか。
33。
そういえば、はい。この前、W33 っていう人が、いらっしゃったんです。
ウィーハー。
ウィーハー。あれってウィーハーで読むんですよ。
あれはウィーハーなのかな、多分。みんなウィーハーって言ってる
ね。あれも33なのね。W しか。
そう。
W が入ってるだけで。
おっと
でも無理やな。クリップが多すぎる。賢いな。このビースマスター、一番結構上がってる。
イリュージョン、AOE だからね。
冷気両方にしてますね。
うんうん。
下に出てる。おお、新金、慎重ですね。1個、3番の、チャージ1個しかないから飛ばないのか。
うん。
Back up here to him, the amount of fun Rezo's getting out of this. 26 for 7, 23 for 6, and he's got his full weight coming in against him. I think Skeeter, despite the early pressure on him, dealt very well with those first few waves. Those first few waves that had to match up against Secret down here.
いくらでもトレードがし放題だな。ダメージトレードし放題だ。
これは危ないぞ。
これ行くかな？
いや、でもよくあるよ。
うん、特に何にもない。
ああ、お、これを取って。
なるほど、それ取って。
あ、そういうの使うか？使った。
うん、なるほど。
ああ、無理や。
お、やったね。倒して逃げて、うん、なるほどなるほど。
ミサはさすがにクレンズはあるね、円盤に。
うん。
でも一番ファーム取ってるのはやっぱり33さんか。
ああ、本当だ。
何回ゲームしてますね。
Continues to have that edge in this mid matchup. About a 600 gold difference, a lead here for the Ember Spirit. Nisha playing it well so far.
メンバー相手にマツボンド買わないのか、買う余裕ないのかな。
ああ。
To kind of take over the map. Since Naga's now having her own free time, they're just gonna be like, alright, Rezo, you're sacked for the moment. We'll deal with this Medusa later on.
ワードされてる時にそこ。
うん。いいワードだね。
そうですね。
ジャングル始めるか。
お、早い早い。これは見えていても、
ちょっともう
どうしようもない。早い早い。
おお、早い。
1番をメインにしてるのかこの。
多分そうですね。ワイルドアックスか。
おお、ナイスアロー。
アロー、おお。
ちょっともしは僕の方が早いっていう説
あ、もしかしたらないけど。なんでだろう。
いや、今
リロード
してみます。今53、54、55、56。
今8分だったわ。
あ、今8分。あ、じゃあ僕の方が。
リロードしたら多分僕の方が早くなっちゃった。
あ、じゃあ僕もリロードします。今、11、12、13、14。
あ、大体同じだ。まあ、ちょっと1秒か2秒ぐらい多分差はあるけど、まあ大体同じで。
はい、いいですね。
ああ、マジックダメージで。
おお、かっこいい。
なるほどね。
やっぱり勝ったのか。
オトムが逃げたな。リーフがすごいタイミング良かった。
フィッシュは2番ないぞ。フィッシュ2番取ってないぞ。
取ってないのか。
ね。
追いかけるけど。
で、進撃めっちゃアイオンブランチやばい。アイオンブランチの数
やばい。なんでそんなにあんの？あ、
お、
ディスポーズで下に。おお。
みんなアイオンブランチ好きなんだな。やっぱり地球のためにもっと木を植えたい。
サステイナブルじゃん。
サステイナブル。SDG をしっかり。
SDG で。これでレッシュダックだからボットのタワーは簡単に取れそう。
取れそうです。
あ、でもデュアルディケーブリクト取ってないのか。そうか。あ、今取ったね。今
レベル1はないにほどの等しい。まあ、クリップダメージ、あと、まあ、右クイックで取れるかな。取れましたね。そうだな、今タワー金が入るので、
美味しいね。
200何本でしたっけね。220ぐらいか。タワー。
タワー90イーチって書いてあったから。90ゴールドイーチって書いてあったから。
なんかラストヒットした人はなんか。
あ、そうか、ラストヒットにも入るのか。そうか、そうか。
だからそう、なんかいつもなんかみんなラストヒット。
どのくらいか知らねえな、そういえば。
じゃああれはちょっとアホみたいな、そうラストヒット取ろうとするだけなんで。お、2社が行くぞ。
俺はわからないね。
あ、でも、
そうか。あ、いやいや、第2被害者が。
そう、第2被害者はタイニーが。
あ、
でも見えてる。
今分かったね。
見えてる。
見えてんのか。
見えてる。ああ、これ結構時間無駄にしてるね。
そうですね。
33度、ファンも入りすぎない？お、来た。
アローが
クリップに。
あ、いや、なんか生き残ってる。あ、いや、もう無理だ。
アロー当たる。おー。
ムーンライトシャドウ。
いや、ナイスすごいな。こういうヒーローもちゃんと使えるんやな。スワッシュバック。おー、かっこいい。
ハイファイブ。TV 止めた。
これはタイに死ぬぞ。
おー。トリプルキル。
やっぱ俺は列車力使うんじゃないんだ。今列車が悟りました。俺は列車力使うべきじゃない。俺はエンバープレイヤーだ。
レシは味方に任せるの。
そうですね。
で、人はいつ取るのかな。ミッドタワーは。
そうですね。両方もミッドタワー残してますね。これは33超気持ちいいですね。もうすぐあれですよね。エイセントキャンプは。
上級の、なんだっけ。
あ、危ないぞ。危ない。
まだもない。もう無理だ。
じゃあ今このビーストマスターになんかしてもらわないと、テレ側はやばい。
ビーストマスターそうか、一番稼いでるからか。
なんとしてもらわないと。少なくともこのミッドタワーちょっと回ってほしいな。前も全然ビサーチですごい稼いでるのに全然回ってなかったんですね。
そうですね。
こういう戦略なんかな。
なんか若干ミッドとかタワーおられるの早いですよね。なんかツンドライスポーツね。
そうですね。
前回
そういう戦略なんですかね。
でも明らかにミッドタワーがなくなったら辛いんだよな。辛いというか。
そうですよね。
ミッドタワーが損失がちょっとあるんだよ。上級のやつ。オーバーロードが。ヘルムを
ということは今は、そうですね。ということは今はビースマッシュのタイミングなのかな。このチャンスでミッドタワーを取り返したらまあ OK。前もこういう感じでなんか何回もあったんですよね。ミッドタワーはギブなんやけど、次は俺のタイミングでお前のミッドタワーを取る。
なるほどね。はい。
今まさにそのことをやろうとしてる。でも結構バラバラやろ。
あれトップに行くのムーンライトシャドウでまあ、ジャンクか。
ノーは見ないの？ノーは TD。
見つかったね。
これはいいよ。こうやってかい。でかい。ね。
これ
はでかい。
こ
れはミッドタワーと。まさにあれですよね。俺のタイミングで、お前のタワ
ー。なるほどね。ワンピックして、一人殺してからミッドタワーに行くと。
クイップが遮断されているので、
なるほどね。
クイップが2社に遮断された。
これはうまい対応だ。行くか。なるほどね。タイミングぴったり。
しないよ。これはサポートは2人死ぬちゃう。
いや、美味しいですね。
これエンバが育ったら結構厄介やと。
そうですね。
こっちエンバー対策がそもそも少ないのに。
そうそうそう。
メドゥーサマンコを2個持っとる。
へえ。
面白いな。おスイッカーの真似かこれ。みんな今流されるのこう言ってるのかマンタの次はすぐあれですかすぐそのオーキッドですか
オーキッド
もうディフューはしてないか
そういうことする
そういうことです、
そんなになんかそんな変更あったっけなんか買いたくなるようなリバックあったっけ
まあブラッドソンは今強いんですよねやっぱ魔法ない人があれが
おっと
俺はタイミングっていう
俺は
俺のタイミングがしっかり返すぞ
アローアクス番号
これちょっとね俺死ぬけど西はもう危ないあと1個しかない
ただ難易ちょっと若干深いが大丈夫か
死ぬんだよこれ死ぬニシャが死んだ
いやなんでさっき今トラスティーシャベル使ったんだ今トラスティーシャベル使いましたよねちょっと止まってエンバーがなんでだ
なんでだろう
間違えたな
自分がレッシュだと思って
いやなんでトラスティーシャベル使ったんだ
ラムネンと1個しかないからな
止まっちゃったちょっとリロードしよう
俺も止まっちゃった一緒かなめっちゃ一緒
レムナントのしてたところで止まっちゃったら
なんか
みんな止まってんのかな
そうなんか今 FFFF って言ってるみんな止まっちゃった
戻った
止まった
ここで止まるわ
でも俺は動き出した。動いた。
動いた。なんかいきなりトップレーンになったわ。
そう、僕は。今、20、21、22。
ほんと、同じ。
危ないですか。また止まった。
まただ。
一緒。
オッケー。治った。
33、34、
35、36。
一緒です。
オッケー。
ツンデはタイミングへの把握はすごいですね。ちゃんと自分が強い時しか戦わないですね。自分があんまりちょっと弱いと思ったとか、ミッドタワーがちょっと危ない時でも戦わない。
弱い時にミッドでは戦わないのね。
しっかりとね。どうせ俺のタイミングで、取り返されるから、取り返せるから。ここで、もう、負ける可能性が高い戦いは、する必要はないと。結果的に見ればめちゃくちゃ正解ですよね。
ビッグターゲット。
ちゃんと避けるでも味方が寄ってる。
いや、
DC が生き残るよ。
ここでグローバルサイレンスないからも
うリソルーションやばいこれ死ぬよ
いいソングが抑えるんだけど
サンナーがローリングサンナーが止まらないう
まいな
ロッシュか
レ
ッシュ死んだからロッシュ
レッシ
ュ死んでロッシュ
似てるね
親違くじゃないですけどこれはどう止まればいいのか
これはいやレシュが生き返るから下がったね
いやでもエンバーマナめちゃくちゃ少ないトップのバーンだその調把握しないから下がったのかスモークした
フォーマン
33さんは
そこはそうか鳥で分かってんのか視界がスリングダガートスアバランチうますぎる
向こうの視界なのにね、ここは。
うん。
あれなんか友情に嘘つかれちゃった。
あらら。
おー、ナインがしっかりと回しを止めていく。おー、
スイタース死にそう。おー、うまい。
ラムジすごいな。何回ちゃんと。これ33って書いたら死ぬか。これも諦めてる。おー、
なんかすごいダメージが出たぞ。
ちゃんとパピオ。
ブリンクタがパス、ランチ
ラバランチ
まあ、マナがないエンバ
ー。ね、マナがないんだよね。
閉じ込められた。閉じ込められた。
そう。いや、でも対策になってる。なんか、メデューサが流されるの対策になってる。いや、メデューサは
メデューサが、死なない。
死なないのかい。なんかい。
いやー、ちょっとレムナントそこのレムナントはあれだったな。閉じ込められちゃったな。
いやー。
Amazing at the way that they can reset from these fights. With Secret, they do get some big kills.
Yeah, more. No, sure. Nisha dying at the end of it. I mean, look at his case. 10-2-2. He's still doing everything he can here to hold on to this game against Tundra. But in these fights, Tundra's still able to take to the next level once again in this game 3.
I mean, look at the start too. The arrow does connect on the Naga. They're almost able to get the roar, but 33 unable to get it.
ミサそもそもマナーがないんだ。この時点からマナーがない。
この時点でなかったのか。
ね、マッチローンド食べてギリギリなんか。マナーコントロールあんまりできてねえのかな、ミサ。戦いの最中。
How many avalanche toss combos was he able to get in this one? How many axes did you see thrown out?
ね、全然ラメントを使ってないんですね。使うマナーがないから。すごいな、ちゃんと対策になってるんだよね。2番だけでエルーション対策なのか。メデューサーの。2番だけで結構今対策になってたね。
止まっちゃった。
僕も止まりました。
なんでだろ
うね。同じ時が止まりました。
22分34秒で止まった。
僕は35秒で止まりました。
35秒で止まった。
あんまり変わらないです。はい。おいしょと。リロード。動き出しました。まだ。止まっちゃったんだけど。どういう
なんだ YouTube にしてみるか。
YouTube にしますか。YouTube でもやってるんやな。
YouTube でもやってる。
YouTube で大丈夫。YouTube は大丈夫。YouTube ですか、今。YouTube は大丈夫そうです。
これか。
With the unleash, it's about to drop down. Tundra do have the split push coming on, but yeah, this Rosh is
あんまりネタバレしない方がいい。小井さん大丈夫ですか？
オッケー。
OK ですか？
今ツイッチ完全に終わったじゃん、これ。
完全に終わりました？
終わったっぽい。いや、スイッチ再開したわ。スイッチ再開したわ。
スイッチ再開しました。じゃあスイッチ来ました。なんか YouTube も
スイッチめちゃくちゃ遅いんだね。いや、なんかあれスイッチこれ
これ17分
いや、これさっきのじゃん。さっきのところじゃん、これ。スイッチ。
ほんまや。
なんで
じゃあ YouTube にしますか。
YouTube にするか。仕方がないね。
そうですね。
あれ
はい。
YouTube もさっき巻き戻ってるじゃん。戻ってる。
あ、ほんまや。どうしよう。ビリビリにするか。
何これ。
ちょっとビリビリをチェックしますね。言語は変わってしまうんですけど。ビリビリをチェックしますね。
なんで。
どうもどうも。
あ、こんばんは。
こんばんは。どういうことですこれ。
これ、ゆとんこさんも合ってます？
僕もなんか YouTube のコメント欄もなんじゃこりゃってますよ。
巻き戻りましたよね、これ確かに。
戻ってます。
マジかよ。もう一回見ないといけないのか。
見たいんだけどな、最新情報が。
まあ、どっちも巻き戻ってるの、まあ、普通、なんか、あれが、なんだっけ。いろいろ情報が見れる通知の方でいいや。見てみよう。もう一回マーシーが殺されるところを見よう。マジで何なんだ。Dota の公式ツイッターちょっと見てみるか。
シンガポールのネットなのかな。
いや、でも巻き戻りはちょっとな、どうなんだろう。
巻き戻りは良くないですけどね。
あ、マーシーが。
ああ、僕もその、小川島でやった。なんか、インゲームで見ちゃう？インゲームで見ちゃいます？インゲームも確認のあれを確認してみます、ね。
若干スイッチもカクついてるな。若干、じゃあカクつくというか、画面が一瞬止まったりするな。通信状況が悪いのかな、向こうの。
I mean, look at this. He's 10-2 and 2. He's still doing everything he can here to hold on to this game against Tundra. But in these fights, Tundra is still able to take to sort of the next level once again in this game 3.
I mean, look at the start too. The arrow does
インゲームもドタプラスないと遅延ついちゃいます？い
や、つかないはずですね。
Definitely going to feel frustrating there for Secret.
I mean, the way that they're able, just the reset, the constant reset and jump forward, the way they play around these cooldowns. Saksa, how many avalanche was he able to get in this one? How many axes did you see thrown out?
Well, see Skeeter about 2,300 gold away from the Skadi. If they couldn't kill him easily enough then, once he's got his next item done, he's going to be such a huge terror in these team fights.
Crystallis too, though, still getting big. The Orchid is finished. He also has a level of control, perhaps. Tundra catches Pango.
They're ready to make the move. They know Roshan's up. They don't want to head straight into the pit. They want to try and get a pick off first. Secret relatively prepared though. The fourth and group top. Rezo the one to be pushing out alone. TP on cooldown for 9 seconds. We'll see if he's able to get out of this area of the map in time.
They always have the Hawks scouting out, trying to get information. If they get the initiation onto one of the big heroes of Secret, it's going to be a really tough comeback. Even though they have global, one of those heroes will probably die instantly if Tundra does get that drum.
スイッチカクつくから YouTube で見よう僕。
はい。僕も YouTube で。
The fourth and group top. Rezo the one to be pushing out alone. TP on cooldown for 9 seconds. We'll see if he's able to get out of this area of the map in time.
They always have the Hawks scouting out, trying to get information. If they get the initiation onto one of the big heroes of Secret, it's going to be a really tough comeback. Even though they have global, one of those heroes will probably die instantly if Tundra does get that drone.
We see sort of from Secret as well. Skeeter pushing. Skeeter pushing out the mid lane as kind of aggressively as he was over on Secret's half.
こっちは23の2。
今23分なので、今なんか4人スモークやった。なんか止まるな。
ね。画面が。前のやつですね、これは。
It looks like they do with the unleash. It's about to drop down. Tundra do have the split push coming on, but yeah, this Rosh is
That's a big move for Secret. A smart timing there with the smoke.
いや、インゲームも23分。
Secret find themselves a pretty big window here.
全然見ちゃうか。
Is to be here from Tundra. A bit of a different position to what they've been in before in the first two games. You know, Secret having this first Aegis on resolution, who for the most part very much has been the core that Tundra have struggled the least with taking down. Now he's got that Aegis. Tundra, they're going to have to think twice about how they go about these team fights.
あ、インゲームは30になる。でもあれないんですよね。活動の人はないんですよ。
お、パングが解けた。
うわ、すげえ。
あ、今24の27、28、30、31、はい。
合ってる合ってる。
はい、じゃあ、
同じだ。
こっちでいますね。
最後、タイに冷静だったね。自分が死ぬ前に、ここにワードを置いてたね。
おー。
非常に冷静でしたね。
最後の波紋ですね。
最後の波紋。シーザー。
シーザーお
あ、なんか飛んだぞ、また飛んだぞ。
あ、今
30分になったぞ。キングクリムゾン。
あ、なんかいきなりシークレット負けとるなんで。やばい、いきなり負けとる。
マジで
死ぬぞ。
あー、レシラクが死ぬ。ちょっと。
これさ、スワッシュバック、BKB 貫通ない人やった。BKB 貫通やった。
フォークアタック。
ワイス入った。これエンバー BKB ねえぞ。ワイス入った。
やばい、このゲームは全くわからんわ、途中経過が。
またわからん。いやでも
24分とか言ってたのに、なんか30分になってたんだけど。
はい。
この YouTube のチャット欄の項目の仕様が面白いんだよね。What? みたいな。オーマイガーみたいな。
オーマイガー。タイムリープしたのか。そうか、こういうことか。タイムリープしたのか。
タイムリー
プしたのか。しょうがない。
同じく。
こういう時間の飲みの能力者だったとは。
そう、時間の。同じくシーザーと同じくあれだよ。同じジョジョのキングクリムゾンだよねっていう。
おー、
バランストス、あ、うまい。
あー、痛いんだね。
X。うまい。
これはリンクも BKB もねえから。あ、ちなみに今33、34、35、合ってます？
合ってますね。いやー、これはなんだ
これは負けちゃうぞ、このままじゃ。お
ーだけで殺せるんですよ、あれ。
殺せるんだね。いや、僕も知らなかった。あれ殺せるんだ、って。でも、よう狙いましたね。よう。もしかして 3-0 で負けたらやばいよな。あ、そうか。とは言っても、このワールドの位置は結構いいぞ。結構、シークレット側のワールドが向こうに。
本当だ。敵の方に。
敵の方に。しっかり見えてますね。
いいですね。
ゲーム買った方がいいかな。
そろそろ全部。
BKB か。BKB。メトルサー BKB はいいチョイスだと。あ、これは上げない。このロッシュは上げないぞ。このロッシュは絶対上げない。でも間に合わないかな、これは。
ああ、もう間に合いそう。
これは間に合わない。お。しっかり流さねえの。
イオンデスク。
野菜が死んじゃう。ウルトも、あ、でもバイバックある。
バイバックあるな。
最悪バイバックしてグローバル。そういう必要はないか。
グローバル。
これトスバック。
アバランチトス。
が死んでいく。あと2社。2社どうしようもない。 これは。にしゃあんなに弱かったのにね、序盤。今になると結構やりづらいのよ。ヘックスも入ってるし。もう、下手したら簡単に殺されるから。
そうなんだよな。
Skitter, now he's the one full critical mass. The Mjolnir's done. He's got shard.
I mean, at the least, a Crystallis on the Naga side, you can continue to do this. Keep some of these lanes, split push out, cut the creep waves, limit the areas that Tundra's able to push in on, but already this top lane, it's hitting the tier 3s. Tundra, they're going to look to try and push on a high ground here.
And the big issue really for Crystallis is when is he going to be able to feel strong enough to get into a fight himself and do what Nisha's doing. He's 1, 3, and 2 on this Naga.
Hey, trying to get the axe here to...
鋼が対策になるのかな。
It's going to give him damage to actually walk into these fights. It doesn't feel like it's
そうな気はしない。
They've covered all their bases.
And they're so strong now around this push. 3 minutes still on the Aegis. So much time to play with. Where they can look to take so much from Secret.
Rex, it's just dropping for free. Nobody wants to step up. They're scared of getting tossed.
おマーシが危ない。でもスラッシュバック見せた。
スラッシュバック外した。
でも大丈夫。
ただブリンクだからで。
ブリンクだでちゃんとフォローしてる。ローサイレンスもうまいこと。
あれだったね。
しっかり。このロータスすごいな。
アバトス。
あれ来た。メドゥーサの嫌なやつだ。来た。メドゥーサの嫌なやつだ。メドゥーサが一番。この BKB が刺さる。この33さんの BKB は刺さる。
スカリのスローが結構きついね。BKB 貫通力。
いやもうスカリの前はちょっとレッシュは厳しいですね。今はちょっとアガニムが欲しいですね。アガニムが入ってもなーって感じます。
マジかこれツンドラ勝つのかもしかして。
勝つんじゃないですかこれは。
3-0で勝つの。
3-0で勝てそうで、僕は今結構勝利の天秤がもう完全にセンテレ側に
マジで
傾いてますね。
こんなに圧倒的に勝つの？
今の TI はこういうもんなのか。昔のチームは勝てない。で、新しいチームは勝つ。去年もそうだ。
まあそうだ。
マーチも死んじゃう。これは死んじゃう。
うわーこれでミッドとかボトムも押せるよね。
中でなんとかしない回うしかないですね、今は。西はバイスか。タイマーを持ち込んでる。タイマーを持ち込んでる、これは。タイマーを。これタイマー持ち込んでるね、これ完全に。
いや。BKB 出るとすごいいいタイミングだったね。
So Secret, at the least, despite this incredible lead that Tundra's starting to grow against them, they were able to hold them off, give themselves another chance. But each and every time, that chance becomes slimmer and slimmer.
パピの顔見たいですね、今。
そうだね。試合始まる前はなんかドンウォーリーみたいな。
ドンウォーリーみたいな。今めっちゃウォーリーしてるはずなんです。
本当。
They're just playing so well off each other, protecting each other with Lotus Orbs, 4 stabs, etc. They have so many, 9 snaking both with those Lotus Orbs. So even if someone does get focus fired either from a net or from that Bloodthorn, they'll have ways to bail them out, as we've seen them do time and time again. And now they're basically
ブラッドソーン、考えてるね。ブラッドソーン考えてるね。なかなかパンコは来ないっていうんですけど。
そうはまあ一応誰に対しても。
落ちてるぞ。
気づいてない。気づいていない。ハボックハンバーガー。
なんか今一瞬見たら今死んでるような顔してる。
盗まれた。
盗まれたですね。今、ハッピーが、今一瞬ちょっと、思想が見えないし。顔に。来た。今、ちょっと、無表情になってる。
本当に
今、
本当だ、左だ。
無表情になってる。
本当だ。
無表情になってる。
めっちゃ真剣じゃん。
2社でも逃げるんだ、これ。
逃げた。
でも
グローバルサイレンスを使ってしまった。
まあ、これはラムネントを使って。これはレイピアに行こうとしてる。
わーお。お願い
レイピアまだ遠いぞ。レイピアが入ってんもなーって感じ。別にレイダースも勝てないし、ベストも勝てない。あれでしょうね、ナガサイレンとメデューサ体型に似てますね。
体型
動き方、体型に似てます。
はい。
すごい似てますね。
そうか、ヘビみたいになってる。
二人とも。二人と思ってるのは、まあ人間じゃないんですよ。どっちも。
ナガサイレン一番ネットワース高いのにな。ただもう強くなれないのか。アイテムスロットが。
そうですね。長サイレンはちょっとこういう感じのヒーローですよね。まあ、ファンは早いんですけど、ちょっと。やっぱりメデューサはカウンターしてますね。イリューションが多ければ多いほどマナーが回復できる。
そうか。
トンボさん言っちゃった。僕はうるさすぎたのかな。
いや、わかんないけど、まあ。
Every single time we see Tundra take the safest route out. They do not let these leads slip away, and they're going to do everything to make sure that nothing changes from that in this all-important game 3. It's got to be frustrating for Secret at this point, knowing that they can't make any move outside, but at the same time also, if they give up the Roshan, they probably just know that there's no way for them to bring down this Medusa twice. So the big item pickups that they are going to require is Chrysalis, and he's next time done. He's going to be opting for the Nullifier after Bloodthorn, so some further aggressive sort of setup that they can play with. Hard for him still just committing into these fights at this point. Tundra just has so much to deal with him.
こ
れはいけるか。BKB が
やばい、何これ、なんで死なないんだこいつは。なんで死なないんだ33は。
硬かったね。ほんとずっとみんな狙ってたのに、みんなあれを攻撃してたのに。
確かに、あれは全火力なんだよね。
トスアバランチマジかよ。3-0 で勝つの？ツンダラ e スポーツ。
ツンダラ e スポーツは3-0で勝ちます。マジで？パーピーも死ぬ。なんでだ。なんでやつだ。
マジで？
なんでやつだ。これ GG だぞ。これ1番。
これ普通な GG。
いや、これ2番3番もいないぞ。でもベースにはいかない。慎重、ここは
まあ日本取ってるからね。もう今ゲームカウント 2-0 だから。
これは慎重やな。これ相手の、そうか、バイブラックあるかとか分かんないのか。そうか分かんないんだよね。
一応分からんか。
多分レゾルーションがないのは知ってるんやけど、2社は分かんないよね、やっぱ。
どうするのって話なんだこれ。後ろから
行くの
これ。
終わっちゃうの？これ
終わるんじゃないこれ。いったね。
一瞬解けた。
あー、マーシが一緒に解ける BKB 使っても無理。
あー、仲間解ける。
あー、GG だ。
バイバックするんか。バイバックしてから、いや、でもないがしっかりと。いや、無理やん。これ多分、これ終わった。
なんてこった。なんてこった。3-0。
3-0か。すげえ、今、喜んでる胸が見たんやけど、うわー。いやー、ツンドライスポーツこんなに強かったのっていう。まあ確かにグループステージからほとんど負けなしだったけど。みんな揃ってからエイジスを持つと。しっかり。しっかり。思いやりありますね。で、一番活躍した33歳に譲る。
いやー。派手だね。いいね。いやー。今年の TI もいろいろあった。これ。
いや
ー、いろいろあったな、これ、やばいな。
いろいろありましたね。
まさか 3-0 で勝つとは思ってなかったな。
いやー、
ずっと勝ちだもんな。
これは。これは奥さん、彼女さんかな。
彼女かな。
奥さんかな。
関係者のみんな。
関係者の家族とか。
めちゃ掲げてる。
これどっちなんだ。これお母さんなのか。
これ誰だ。
これなんだ。なんか彼女には見えないんだけど、お母さんかな。お姉さんか。
誰だろう。
お姉さんっぽい。
結構重いのかな、盾。
まあ女子、女の子にはね、多分、重いんだろう、ね。
きちんと重い感じの重く作ってやるのかな。豪華だ。いやー、ツンドラ全く知らなかったけど。こんな、いやー、シンデレラだな。
いやー、みんな立ってる。テンション高い。
Thank you so much. An incredible show. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, Ski got here. My friend, good to see you. I'm sorry, I caught him in the ball.
センドさん、これやっぱりあれですね。まあ、彼女が妹。彼女っぽいや。妹じゃない。これ彼女っぽいな。いやー、チンシー勝ち組ですね、これは。今年何億あるんだ ?40 億あるんだよね。去年は40億だった。40ね。これは、まあ少なくとも1人当たり5億がもらえるんじゃないですか。5億あったら一生働かなくてもいいよね。
今、アメリカ金利が高くなってるから、アメリカドルに変えれば。リキペディアによると、何これ18ミリオン。1800万か。1800万ドル。
今年結構少ない。
まあ、
去年よりはずっと、
かなり少なくなってる。まあ去年はまあ2年分あったから、まあ多いのはしょうがないけど。
そうですね。確かに。それは確かに。間違いないですね。ああいう友達はなんか他のゲームやってる。
Many consider the VIP of the tournament, the MVP of the tournament, if you will.
18ミリオンでしょ。これで5人で、まあ15 50ミリオンとして、まあ、1人500万ドル。500万ドルって。
おお、500万ドル。
まあ、だいたい1人500万ドルぐらいはあるでしょう。
ああ、500万ドル。
最低でも。
まあ、税金だと多分引かれるんじゃないですか、ね。
まあ、税金引かれるか。半分ぐらい引かれるかな。
半分でも2億ぐらいか。2億か。
いやー、でも実際2億あれば。
ね。いや、いいですね。これは家族喜びますね。
Tundra Esports。
Tundra Esports。へえ、いいですね。このチーム今年から有名なんですね。
そうですね。まあ、全く知らなかったもんな、Tundra Esports、私。
ね、僕も知りませんでしたね。うわはは。グランドファイナルゲーム3は結局は。いやー、こんなストレート勝ちか。いやいやいや。
33, Saxka, Skidder, and 9. And I love the fact panel. Hello, panel.
Hello.
Hello, Hello. Hello, Sheep. Hello, Lizard. I love the fact that all the family there with the players came to support, lifting the Aegis.
いや、チームシークレット歴史のあるチームのはずなのにな。新しいチームが勝っちゃうんだな。
そうですね。え、あの人何なの？あ、仕切った。で、これは仕切った。え、あのメガネの人何なんだ？33だと思ってる。
誰だ？わかんない。もう顔覚えられない。
僕も覚えてない。
I'm so happy for them. Honestly, genuinely, like listening to any of these players talk, they care so deeply for the game. Like these are the guys you should always be rooting for to win and achieve their dreams and go as far as they want. Like they deserve this from their mentality throughout the whole year, how much they cared, boot camping fully through the DPCs. Like they wanted this, and it actually finally paid off.
It has, and they say, is it a dream?
あれメガネの人2人いる。これもサンドさん。
Did you hear the crowd, James? I think it's pretty real. It is real, but even at these moments you can see.
It's proof that hard work just pays off. Like think about this team, the amount of work they've put in, like Sheep mentioned, like Lizard mentioned, they've gone through so much and they've been boot camping the entire time. They've gone through like majors to crumbling out. And then be able to self-identify those problems, work on them, and then get to this TI, get to this run. It's just, again, it's one of the most memorable runs in just dominance.
Yeah, you know what's cool is that like back when this team was signed by Tundra, like Skidder got on their YouTube channel, talked about it. He said, "I want to leave a legacy. I want to be remembered as one of the best in my role." Like that was what he wanted, and he has proven it so hard. This entire event, this series, every single game, this guy is just miles ahead, playing his heroes to perfection into 100 million counters. It doesn't matter. He pushes his heroes to the max, and I'm just blown away. I'm so impressed, and I'm so happy.
And here they are, walking off the red carpet with the Aegis, their names soon to be added.
2社のメンバーあんなに勝てたのにね。
The winners on the late game. If you're in the arena, you will be able to hear more from our champions. And well deserved.
Look at him. He's a giant. He's a lovely walking giant.
Yeah, Pia and Flax will be hosting the late game as mentioned. And I can't wait to hear them. I can't wait to hear from them. Once they kind of settle down, we'll see, what they're really going to have to say about that, best of. Well, it was best of 5, but winning it in 3 games. Welcome back to the panel. We're here. We're just flabbergasted, honestly. I haven't seen a run so strong like this. They lost, I think, 1 map total.
In the playoffs, they lost 1 game to Secret, and then in the group stage, they had a couple draws. I think 4 draws, but just the confidence from the team and like.
He gets to Crimson,
he wants to play Medusa. He hadn't played Medusa for 5 months competitively. He comes into the grand finals game 3, looking to lift the Aegis.
これ怖いみたいな。
A little bit of RNG on his side and bam, look at him.
I think it's James or
なんか悲しいスタックをここにしてしまって悲しかったねこれ。
悲しかったです。ああ、今の画面ですか。
これフォークがあるから見えていて。
ああ、今はいはい。
26分、多分ここは僕たち見れてないな。キングクリムゾンされて僕たち見れてないな、ここら辺。多分。
Tundra are just 300 steps above every other team at this event. Like their abuse of vision, positioning, and map
いやー、なんていうか、チームのコミュニケーションがあれば、あれだな。てか、もうなんか、エンバーに対して捕まえる、殺せないんじゃないかって話があったけども、殺せてたんだよね、実際。エンバー。
そうですね。特にワイスが入ってからいろいろ。
こういうのでもう、ブリンクだが、トスって、
そうですね。パンゴもバーズね、作ってます。いやー、パーピーは悲しいですね。これで何回目だTI グランドファイナルで負けたのは。3回目ですよ。TI2 も TI3 も。
悲しいね。
いや
all the teams in the world right now are looking at Tundra going, how have they just basically changed the way that we play Dota? Not many teams play like this, but this is going to be the meta. Unless there's some major big patch, spoilers, there's going to be the Tundra style.
本当いや驚き、本当驚いてしまうなこれは。
Free thinkers. It's like they describe themselves that way because they don't limit themselves by what's good in the meta. You talked about the heroes that 9 can play, but you also have Snake King bringing in this Morana pos 5 to this tournament, being the only guy doing it, making it work, making it his own. I mean, you have 33 on his offlane too. Like he was the guy playing Darkseer into Enchantresses because he was innovating with his own build with the Orchid. Like throughout the year, throughout their careers, these players do not limit themselves. They keep pushing, they keep building things, making stuff their own. This is something that you can't steal from them. You have to really just embody their spirit. To make it work.
I believe that they reformed and they just fundamentally changed the game. 4 and a 5 after this tournament, it doesn't exist.
I'm so happy to see also Snake King got to lift the Aegis there for his team. His team kind of stood and was like, go for it. And he was the player that mentioned he's been playing Dota for 15 years. To lift the Aegis after 15 years, what a moment for Snake King. And totally deserved it. Like, you know, as you mentioned, everyone on their team was a threat. There wasn't, you can't name an MVP, I think, of Tundra.
They have so many layers to their team. If you shut down one player, the next player is going to step up, right? Like you think about the heroes in that previous game, you've got Saxo on the Tiny with the tossbacks, you've got 9 always getting the rolling thunder off during these sleeps, so you can't just disengage from the fight, you can't just TP out. And then you have just Skidder, the confidence of Medusa, but again, not playing it for 5 months. Game 3, yeah, let me just play it, boys, I got a Crimson. So yeah, just confidence on layer on layer on layer.
How real do you think that was? Let's be honest.
Very real. Just believe it, James. It's TI, okay? Please,
I actually do believe it. I believe that it was like, hey, Skidder can play whatever he wants. We'll make it work. They were that far ahead, in my opinion.
Find out on the late game show with Pyrian flags.
Look at that. Let's go.
There you go. Gotcha.
Host. It was a good segment. So, we should check back into the arena. We want to see more with what's going on after this Tundra Esports win. So let's send it over to Slacks.
Hello, everybody. I am here. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. I am here in the crowd, my friends. Everybody had a fantastic time. We just want to say thank you, everyone in the crowd, so much for being here. Thank you. Thank you, Steve. Wonderful hosts, wonderful people, wonderful Dota. And from all of us here at the arena, thank you for watching the International 11. Pretty good stuff, huh? Hell yeah. Hell yeah! All right, don't go anywhere. The late game show is coming up, but from all of us at the arena, all the staff, all the production, all the players, we thank you guys so much for joining us at this monumental event. It was a hell of a good time, and we'll see you next year, right, everybody? Yeah! All right. back to you guys at the panel. Bye. Goodbye.
Thank you, Slacks. Oh, I'm gonna miss the Singapore arena. They were awesome.
It was nice.
Yeah, that was.
They were very nice and respectable.
Yeah,
They
Singapore's
were
great.
They were awesome. Yeah, no, I'm so glad that Singapore got a TI, but also we should break down the game a little bit more because I'm still confused, and that's why we've got Purge.
That's right, James. I got the key. I know why Tundra won TI, why they're better than every other team. People talking about damage mitigation, I know we're going to have to do a little bit of math here. I know it's not everybody's favorite subject, but it's very important. Wraith Pact reduces all damage dealt by 30%, where that's right off the bat. If you pair a Mage Slayer with that, it means you're only doing 35% of your normal damage. So when you pipe your TI after that, you're blocking 850 damage on every
いやー、さすがにちょっと 3O で3連勝ってのは全くもって予想もしてなかった。チームシークレットパッピーいるし、歴史のあるチームだし、そもそも。それに対して、ツンドラ e スポーツは比較的新しい3年とか、そのぐらいのチームだから。いや、まさか勝つとは本当に思ってなかったんだよな。いやー、本当に驚きでした。ゲーム3のキングクリムゾン含め、驚きだったわ。そんな感じで、じゃあ、今日は配信はこの辺でお開きにしますわ。いや、最後にこの JDS サーバーのドタのディスコードの JDS サーバーのここの雑談大会配信に来ていただいた方々、本当にありがとうございました。エトンポさん、スナレスさん、トムスチャチさんに、モケさん。こは大丈夫かな？これ全員かな？
Yeah, you got that right. Thank you, Purge. Thank you, Purge. Thank you. Thank you, Professor Purge.
ちょっとで決まってしまいましたね、本当に。いや。ということで、今日はここで配信は終了させていただきます。いや、面白かったです。ありがとうございました。